is a cruel, it's natural selection. The younger guys will shine in 2 years. Like in our program, we hope those guys gonna be shining much quicker because finally, with help of Tikis and local community guys, we managed to get those guys who live nearby, who can visit the process, training routines, get the team logics, get the team rules, and with everything, this in their hearts and in their muscle memory, they're gonna be the next level for the Red Legion team, like maybe even next season. So I've been here last time, May. I left this area in June, but our kids keep practicing over here. I come this time in the end of October, and I saw the growth. It's amazing. What Jake is doing, what JMO is doing, also fantastic. So what Ivan, the new guy from, everybody knows him as Seabass, joining us also in the end of the springtime. All of those kids are sucking everything as a sponge, and we're super happy that all of that is local, with local talents, and in such kind of a fantastic infrastructure that Tikis are providing to us.
Oh, you meant our monster, not our Yankee. It's all good, bro. It's all good. We just keep our heads on a swivel more.
Welcome to the most important day in tournament paintball on planet Earth. I'm Matty Marshall. Alongside Rich Telfer, we're here at the World Cup, and right now we are about to watch the college teams play, which I always have a soft spot in my heart. So we did the college championships for years, so great to see these guys about to battle it out here in the final. It's going to be Embry-Riddle University Eagles taking on the University of Central Florida Knights. It looks like the Knights are going to be starting on the blue side, and the Eagles on the red side. Bright and early, first final game of the day on Sunday. Man, playing at when you play on Sunday at World Cup,
that's a special feeling, man.
It really is, and you know you got a special chance to do something amazing, which is win World Cup. That's what everyone comes here to do. So,
and for most of us, like that's the best we can do is right. Play on a Sunday at World Cup. Very, very few of us ever get to win a pro tournament or get to pro, but at any level, being able to come out here and play on Sunday at World Cup is a real honor. And it's a lifetime memory.
So the first body drop for the Knights from that back corner bunker on the snake side. It looks like the Eagles going to be making it into the snake here. And the glare from that D side, though, Rich, from the blue side is probably pretty bad right now.
It's real bad. And the Eagles are up in that D4, Matty, putting a lot of pressure. Two guys in the snake now. They do lose their first attacker, D side now. So 4-on-2 advantage, 4-on-3 advantage.
Yeah, the Eagles are looking really good. They're flooding down the center of the field. They have a dominant presence here in the snake. They still have a little bit of work to do here on the snake side. Nope, not anymore. As Knights player trying to crawl up in a snake for, and he gets taken out from that center zone control.
Yeah, and every time the Dorito Knights player turns this way, the glare off his goggles hits me in the face, so I know that he can't see much. A lot of glare on that kind of corner edge of the field right now. It's like staring into the sun.
So concession to preserve a little bit of this time. Again, as we've been watching the pros out here, mostly we've had, different sets out here. It's World Cup. We saw some 5-man champions, youth 5-man, WNXL 5-man.
Yeah, the kids was fun.
Yeah, but this is Xball here. So, yeah, first point's going to go to the Eagles. Pretty dominant control. They shot that first body on the break over here on the snake side, Rich.
And then kind of made all the moves, right?
Yeah, and they made the moves quickly, not squandering any opportunities. Seemed to have the count down pretty well. So that was about as perfectly executed as it's going to get out here.
Yeah, just dropped that one body on the D side, kind of midpoint. But other than that, pretty much a flawless victory.
But now the question is, can you keep it up, right?
Can you replicate that, or can they make the adjustments?
And can you continue to get those off-the-break shots? I mean, those off-the-break shots are crucial in every paintball field. This one, it's come from different areas. Shooting those 2s or those 3s, and if you can keep those outside bodies from getting wide, ideal. But those spots are all decently makeable too. So it's just did you choose the right place to put your guns? And we're in the pits right now with the Eagles. Actually got a little split screen break, or a split screen pit look right now.
Beautiful morning here in Kissimmee, Florida. It's not actually hot yet. Thank you.
Yeah, this is probably the nicest morning we've had here.
It's definitely the nicest morning we've had here.
Because the humidity is not nearly as bad as it has been.
It wasn't as pretty as the other ones because there wasn't any clouds in the sky when the sun came up, but it's a beautiful, beautiful morning here.
So these teams are going to switch sides. So if a point is won, the teams will switch sides. If there is a no point, which does happen occasionally, then they will stay on the same side. But yeah, I think I'd rather be on the red side right now. Typically, it's a mirrored field, so not really a massive advantage. Like, yes, the topography of the grass and the landscape, maybe an inch here, maybe one spot has a slightly better angle than another. But the glare from that blue side, from those Doritos looking towards the snake, here 7:30 in the morning is a little nasty.
Yeah, it's certainly kind of a disadvantage, right? And you got to kind of account for that. If you go over there and do your normal game plan, and your game plan is to get to that corner, look inside, and hold down a lane, but you can't see, you've got to make that adjustment. Good breakout for both teams. 5 alive for both teams, Maddie. Similar field positions. Eagles going up the center of the field to the wing, looking D side. They've got that D4 over there, back center, snake insert. Snake insert has been working on his gun the whole point, and snake corner.
Yeah, I just really like what we're seeing out of the Eagles. The Eagles have a body in D3 already, and they also have a body up at that wedge, and they're shutting that D side. There's no outside progression yet for the Knights on that D side, so pretty crucial if you can try to keep that from happening and have your body wrapping around. It's going to put you in a good spot because of this. You can get that shot from the inside body. So another body coming off early. This time it's again for the Knights.
That's the first time we've seen that, Maddie. Snake filled from snake corner all the way to snake 4. Big move, but gets caught.
Yeah, he didn't need to take that big of a bite, to be honest. I mean, they have a lead, and he could have just crawled up and done the harder version of getting to that spot and probably made it alive.
Yeah, playing in the middle, get in check.
Well,
it's like he's eliminated.
A couple mistakes here.
Yeah.
For Emery Riddle is they lose that body in the snake, and then the player makes a big move in the middle, and he also gets taken out. So, when you're up points and you're up bodies, you don't want to be squandering bodies like that.
Yep. Yeah, you risk bodies when you're down on points because you're down on points, but when you're not down on points, you don't risk bodies. You just play safe, conservative, stay alive, try to wait for the other team to make a mistake. Still pushing into that Dorito side, though.
Yeah, that was a nice move into D3. The player in the center for the Knights dropped his gun at the wrong time and allowed that move to happen. And so they have good outside containment. The Eagles, body on your screen here in Snake 2, but I think it's a 3-on-4 situation right now in favor of the Knights.
Knights with 4. Just dropping that one body earlier. Good field position, though. Good spread.
Yeah, good comms, too. Good communication. Oh, and another kill, and another one. So this started out 5-on-4 in favor of the Eagles, but the Knights, those last 4 bodies, Rich, love to see it. Played tight, played smart, kept that zone control, and they made the most of a few mistakes here.
Yep. Knights player was in the snake corner. Comms were good the whole game. Like the whole point, he was kind of quarterback and talking everybody through the positions. So really good comms there from the player number 7 in the corner for the Knights.
I would be losing it, though, if I was the coach for the Emery Riddle Eagles right now. I'd be like, guys, this is why we do these drills. We had a 54. We shot that first body.
1-point lead.
We have a 1-point lead.
And all the spots.
What are we doing?
What do you need? Like 6, 7 more guys? What do you need from me?
What more can we ask for, gentlemen? Come on, do the hard work.
This is the position we're trying to get to. Let's not lose it.
Yeah, get your belly on the ground. Crawl up in the snake, check off on all those lanes. I don't need you running chest up all the way down the snake. Hey, I also don't need you making gigantic moves through the middle. Those are those first 2 bodies came from.
The emotional highs and lows of being a coach and watching your guys go out and win that first point and come back and how good you're feeling. You make a couple adjustments. You go out there, you're in a 5-on-3 or 5-on-4. You got all the spots. You're like, man, we're feeling good. And one guy walks away, you're like, psh, that's no big deal. Yeah, second guy walks away, you're like, you guys, don't you do this to me. Another guy walks, and now you're down a body. You're like, no.
Yeah, you're trying to tell yourself it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's just one body.
It's fine.
We're not going to make 3 mistakes in a row.
It's not us. It's them. It's them.
But good on the Knights as they realize the situation because there's not a ton of time in these college games here. You don't have 15 minutes on the clock. I mean, so that was a massive moment here for the Knights in this final match. There's still 6:24. Let's listen in real quick. Yeah, pump your guys up, man. They're playing for 1st and 2nd at World Cup. See some emotion. It's kind of hard to summon the demon at 7:30 a.m.
Well, they're all college kids, so I'm sure they were home studying last night. So I'm sure they got plenty of sleep.
I don't know. They're college kids. There's EDC's in town, too. Maybe they were at EDC last night.
Oofa.
I was not. Too old for that now.
I bet they had a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Okay, timeout called.
Nice, yeah, Nice just barely getting on the field.
Yeah, I'm wondering who called the timeout because I don't really want to have to burn my timeout
I don't either.
yet.
I think it's Eagles, though, because the Eagles only had a couple guys on the field.
Got to be, right?
And Knights had all 5 guys out there.
So, yeah, that's another thing because if I was a leader in that pit, like if somebody asks, hey, let's throw a timeout, like, do we really need to throw a timeout in point number 3 here? I'd rather save that in case we need it.
100%, Matty. And when you go back, if they lose this match, right, it's not going to be a one big thing. It's going to be a series of small things, right? Losing an up on body, up on position, wasting a timeout when you didn't need to. Little things like that really stack up. And you got to get focused on that stuff and fix all that stuff that you can control.
Absolutely. Though we are, obviously, it's our job to kind of point out what is and is not working for teams and players. But the Eagles, even though they made a couple mistakes, you just need to go in that pits, refocus, because I really like how the Eagles are playing. Embry-Riddle is taking spots, they're playing more aggressive. They just need to be a little bit crisper in their bunkers and on those moves.
Yep.
Particularly on the moves.
Yeah, they're getting moves. And they are getting to the spots. They're just getting dinked out of those spots. They just got to get to those. They had 3 guys kind of get dinked out of the spot over 2 points.
So on the breakout right now, doubling up that back center for the Eagles.
Good spreads for both teams.
Eagles dropping a body early this time, so it's the Knights that strike.
Knights are breaking paint, though, Matty, and they're also in the pocket, so they got to get someone out on the D side.
They do have a 1-body advantage, though, Rich. Thinking about getting a body out here in the snake is body language from that concerned veterans Aztec telling me he wanted to make his move to the snake, but he's actually still just hanging out in that spot. They do make a move up the middle, but they do allow the Eagles to get that outside forward progression on the D side and getting into D3. So the Eagles are just a little bit more proactive than the Knights, a little bit more mobile.
Yep, and the only one stopping the D side right now is the back center player from the Knights, and he lets the G3 guy get around and go into D4. He's going to give the Eagles a good shot on the Knights player in the snake corner, in the snake insert. Good comms by both sides. Something called kill 2, so I don't know if we missed a body or not.
Back corner, yeah.
Oh, yep. So kill 2. Knights with 5.
He was in the shadow.
In the shadows.
Still a lot of shadows out here this morning.
Man, when you're in the pit, coach, and trying to count bodies off the other side, there's a lot of shadows, a lot of nets.
This is actually, okay, look, for everyone just tuning in, the pits at World Cup are set in the back of the field. And when you have these early morning games, it's really tough to see anyway. It's particularly tough to see right now with the glare and the shadows to keep your count as the coach, knowing, hey, man, should we concede this? How many bodies? Where are we at?
Well, also as the players on the field trying to figure out, hey, should I be playing defensively or offensively now based on how many people are alive?
Yeah, but some good secondary moves right now for the Knights. They're in snake 3. They made that middle move first, and then that back center released and goes all the way to the Hertz Tower. And it looks like a tactical retreat here after another death for the Eagles, and he goes back to the tower as well, too. So I think it's a 2-on-5 situation here.
Not ideal for the Eagles.
Well, and if I'm the Knights, yeah, this is ideal for the Knights. And in this situation with 4:10 left to go, hope these guys concede this point for you, because you want to slow play this with this massive advantage on the count. Actually, no, 3. There's a body hiding it, so it's a 3-on-5. 3-on-5 in favor still of the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights need to press a little bit of advantage here, though. While they still have an advantage, they have one guy get dinked out. Then because of 4-on-3, I think Eagle player just gets eliminated. Nope, Nice player just gets eliminated from that 50 over there. Oh, Eagle player gets caught in snake mat.
Yeah, no, I think that was the Eagle player. Yeah, so the Eagles, they had 3. They had a body at the 50 on the D side, but both these players walk off. So now they need to concede
4-on-1
this point. Probably should concede. Unless this guy is the best low body situation player in the world.
Is that Neil Eberle over there? That might be Neil Eberle. Oof.
I think Neil's college days are long past.
I saw him.
But I would want a Neil Eberle out there.
Yeah, I saw him when we were practicing at Davis Field in Sacramento. It was great.
He played at the WCPPL.
Yeah, super cool.
So at first it was the Embry-Riddle Eagles, and it's the past 2. The Knights have just been out gunfighting them.
Well, Knights are playing like a slower, more methodical, more patient game. They're kind of making their shots. They're sitting back, zoning up the field, waiting until they're up on bodies, and then shifting to offense. Where the Eagles are taking a lot of real estate early, but they're not capitalizing from those spots. That's really good advice. That's really good advice.
Guys, stop going into their guns.
Hey, there's a guy pointing a gun at you. Don't go that way.
He's not wrong.
No, that's about as basic as you can break it down. Stop playing catch.
Don't go into the trap.
Yeah, and for people out there listening to say, how can they not? What else can they do? They have to run into their guns. Yes, but not when you're trying to run through lanes where the paintballs are not there.
Right.
Okay.
They can only
avoid the lanes where it's just full of paint. We're trying not to run through those.
They can only put pressure on 5 spots out there, right? Go to one of the spots where it's not being pressured and try to capitalize and execute an elimination from there.
Jackson, wipe off your forehead. Have somebody wipe off your forehead. Hey, again, caution.
Shot of the Knights here.
30 seconds. Time out.
Let's just go. I need a rag, please. Get the inside.
Yeah, it's a little tough when we're playing a true Xball match and there's only 2 minutes in between points. If you don't have a big pit crew or a big roster, it's kind of hard to get everyone going because you have to get everyone off the field, get the new play call, get everyone loaded up and wiped off, and then get it back to the start station, and it all has to happen in 2 minutes. But you do have 1 minute timeout to help out with that. Yeah, the momentum definitely here for the Central Florida Knights.
For sure.
Gut check time for the Eagles. I still like the way the Eagles are playing, but they're just losing a bodier here. It's either out of a spot or making a move. They're losing the gunfight battle right now. The tactics and strategy, then that's not part of the battle they're losing. If they're getting to spots, they're just getting shot. And like the coach was saying, running into some guys.
Finding a way to be eliminated.
But they're only down 1, still 3:23 left. That's plenty of time to have a regular game plan, a regular strategy. You don't have to incur a ton of risk with 3:23 left.
Well, neither one of these guys
that would be a long point.
Yeah, well, neither one of these teams are shooting 2 or 3 guys on the break, so both teams have opportunities to get to spots here. It's just going to come down to execution, right? Once again, Eagles take more real estate. They get in Snake 2, D4.
But they lose 2 bodies again here. So it's a high body situation. Again, for the Knights, it's a 5-on-3.
Yeah, this is over.
They do need to concern themselves with the player in D3 because they don't have anyone out wide to contain him. He's shooting an inside gap and instead of trying to wrap around and move up.
Yeah, I think because he lost 2 guys, he switched to defense even though scoreboard tells him he's got to go forward.
Well, and I win fast, lose fast at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'd try to wrap around, put a guy in and make that move up.
He just got shot standing up inside like he didn't get a penalty there. 2 players left alive for the Eagles, Matty back center and Snake 3.
Okay, now they really should concede this point. Unless there's no concessions here, which I don't know if they changed that rule in the college, but you're down 1. You're probably going to be down 2. There's only 2.5 left.
5-on-2.
Yeah, it's 5-on-2. This is when you need to use that concession buzzer and reset and have enough time to play 2 more points.
Yeah, and the Knights they're body language-wise, they're not going anywhere, right? They know the position they're in. They know they're up on points, up on bodies here, so they're just going to stay here, shoot their guns, kind of vacillating back and forth between tapes, figuring out where they can apply more pressure and stay alive. Snake 3 putting pressure inside now to the wedge on the D side. Eagles player has a good shot there, but they're putting pressure back on him now. He's reloading. 2-on-5.
Yeah, Knights making a move up the middle, but they're doing this intelligently here, Rich, is they're communicating, they're calling these kills, they're controlling zones. They know they have a lead. They know these guys need to push in, and they're probably surprised they haven't conceded the point.
Yeah. Yeah, down to almost 1:30 left, Matty. 5-on-2 here.
Yeah, the only threat they're really truly concerned about is this Snake 4 position for the Eagles.
Yeah, he would have to have a sensational point here to turn this around. He's got 2 people in front of him. Center can, right wing.
Rich, no one's even... He wrapped around, he's trying to get somebody to gunfight him. Nobody wants to gunfight him. And that's smart for the Knights. Okay,
He gets
as I
one.
said that, though, the guy did decide to get in a gunfight with him, and he got the kill. So it's a little bit of a door of opportunity opening here. Still needs to do some work.
Well, and I like the Knights playing smart and kind of playing conservatively, but in a 5-on-2, you should, at World Cup on Sunday, for the win, you should be streaking down the field, smashing these last couple guys out. Maybe one guy's alive at the end to celebrate, pop the cork.
Well, another body coming off. Yeah, on that D side.
That's why you press an advantage when you have one.
Ooh, this is getting interesting, though. Does get another kill out of that back center.
5-on-2 to a 2-on-3, Matty.
Oh, running referee coming in, checking out this player in the back corner bunker. And he's good to go.
Okay.
30 seconds now.
Yeah, there's not going to be enough time, but good little pushback here from the two players.
Yeah, I think they brought it down to a 2-on-3. Oh, and they are going to finally get the kill on the snake attacker here for the Eagles, and I think that's going to end their World Cup chances. They still have one more body left alive, but he's looking at 3 players, and no, it looks like he got shot on a wrap potentially, and I think that's it. So I think they don't have the count right, which is totally understandable. It's not going to matter, and they are going to take the win here. So our college champions are the University of Central Florida Knights here at the World Cup. And when you win, you celebrate. Hey, man, that was a good game by them. They went down early and then just started winning gunfights, controlling zones. Just outplaying the Eagles. So we are going to reset here and jump into the Ochos, as we're going to see Edmonton Impact taking on Uprising and San Diego Dynasty taking on Chicago Aftershock. Man, we got some good battles going down here on Sunday, bright and early. At the 2024 Major League Paintball World Cup, I'm Manny Marshall with Rich Telford. We'll be right back.
The game of paintball is a fast-paced, high-intensity sport. But at its heart, the concept is simple. Shoot your opponents before you get shot, and then march down the field to victory. In the Major League Paintball Pro format, each team fields 5 players at a time. They have a buzzer on their side to protect. Hit the opponent's buzzer, win the point. En route to the buzzer, both teams will be locked in gunfights, utilizing diverse strategies while moving up a field full of bunkers, fighting to get into critical positions. And these strategies could change given the score and the time left on the clock. There's 15 minutes in regulation, and the highest point total wins the game. If there is a tie, then a 5-minute overtime period will be played. This is chess with guns, with no quarter given and no quarter requested. Welcome to Major League Paintball. The NXL World Cup, the biggest and most important event in the paintball world, and by far the hardest to win. 24 pro teams will take over the main stage and battle over 4 difficult days, but only one squad will earn the right to call themselves world champs. They win here, and your team becomes a legend forever.
Fire San Diego Dynasty exploding in celebration here, and big hugs. It's got to be Marcelo Margot, who's going to be getting that Golden Barrel MVP performance.
The stage is set for the most treacherous test of the year. New heroes could arise and favorites could fall as the best paintball teams in the world throw down in Orlando, Florida to see who will reign as the NXL World Cup champion.
We're on Xball. Let's go. It's loaded.
Brent is the one that selects everybody that he wants to have show up here at the NXL to represent himself, Air Assault Factory, and Carbon Paintball. We've got an assortment of guys now, kind of a rebuild from our semi-pro days. A pretty aggressive team. We usually identify our opportunities very quickly and then try to exploit them as soon as we can. I would say working with Carbon is unmatched in the industry. From the first day that we joined the program, I felt like I had a voice. I think the thing that sets Carbon apart is just the constant desire to improve. From the time that I get a product, I'm constantly getting bombarded with phone calls, text messages, emails from Walker personally, asking me my thoughts, asking me for my feedback, and I just don't think that you see that elsewhere. I've been at other companies and I've never had that type of interaction. Where you see other brands they're putting their pro athletes up on the pedestal and they're the ones marketing the product. But at Carbon, you can get your photo up on the website and you can see yourself holding the new product and taking promotional shots. And it's just kind of a cool thing that puts their divisional athletes in the limelight. If you look around here at the NXL events and across the country at regional events, you'll see more and more teams showing up in Carbon jerseys, and there's a reason for that. They're innovating and making new products, which is great. I just think it's the best.
Hey, this is Walker with Carbon Paintball here to talk to you about our SC custom jerseys. To start your team's design, head over to crbnpaintball.com, fill in some team information, including what colors, what template you want to base your jersey off of, upload your main team logo and any sponsors, enter your name and your number, and we're going to kick you back a 3D image of your jersey. The custom jersey is built on a 5-panel design that's all customizable. The jersey features a DWR coating all throughout the jersey, so it is water resistant. It also is stain proof, and it has side mesh venting. The jersey is also very fitted, so it has a compact neck collar, and it also features elastic thumb loops to keep the sleeves in place while you're sliding or running. To start your team design, head over to crbnpaintball.com.
What's up, everybody? Ryan Greenspan here from San Diego Dynasty. I wanted to take a moment out of the day to talk about my ProDNA pads. Now, I think that everything that ProDNA makes is top-notch, high quality, some of the best stuff and innovation that you're going to see in a paintball company owned by professional paintball players, so you know that the R&D that you're gonna get back from the products that we use are top notch. My favorite product they make are these arm pads right here, these ProDNA pads. They've got this Kevlar ballistic arm right here, super soft. Get a lot of bounces out of here, but every time I dive, it's keeping my old body and bones intact. These are actually my pads that I've had for a year and a half. I've got some brand new freshies at home, but these things literally do not rip, they don't tear, they don't falter, and this is probably the best set of arm pads I've ever worn in my career. I've been playing for like 90 years. So check out ProDNA and Infamous Paintball.
Welcome back here to the 2024 Major League Paintball World Cup here on Sunday. These are the most important games we're going to watch all year long. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford, and man, we got some great matchups here in the Ocho Finals. It's going to be San Diego Dynasty taking on Aftershock, and also Impact and Uprising. Also, making it into the Ocho Finals is going to be Damage and Fit and AC Diesel on the other side of the bracket. We'll be watching those games go down after the conclusion of this set. Rich, this is a tough one to pick. Dynasty undefeated, Heat, and then Aftershock playing with some fire. Winner that will play Heat, and then Impact and Uprising. Uprising has been on one of the past two events, but Impact is due, and they've been a favorite. And ever since they missed Sunday, they've looked outstanding these past two events. So it would not surprise me if they won the World Cup, and the winner of that game will play X Factor. Who you got in the Dynasty Aftershock match?
Dynasty Aftershock, I think obviously the favorite has to go to Dynasty, right? I mean, Aftershock's playing really, really well, but any team that's ever playing Dynasty, at least for the next few years and certainly for the last 20 years, is at a disadvantage, obviously.
And I have to say on paper that Impact is definitely the favorite against Uprising because
certainly.
But this new look for Uprising has been outstanding. I love this new roster and how hard they've been working and the way they've been playing the game.
And it's not necessarily easy to beat a lot of teams with their style of play, but it's really hard to beat them in their style of play. If they can get to their spots and not make any mistakes, stay close on the breakout, they shoot Nick Laval on the break, Matty. But they lose one, so 4-on-4.
Yeah, so they lose Nate Schrader and they shoot Nick Laval. Looks like they're going to lose in Mark as well, too, and getting some bodies out wide. But it's a 3-on-4 situation in favor of Impact.
I think that's only the second time I've seen Mark shot on the break all the events. 4-on-2 advantage now for Impact, Matty. So big advantage here for Impact, 4-on-2, but Mark's been super consistent on that snake side. They need him to get outside in these next points.
Yeah.
Concede Uprising.
Yeah, Uprising needs to concede this point as they lost the break and then losing some gunfights, and just great zone control here for Edmonton Impact.
Well, and great job for Uprising shooting Nick Laval on the break, but then they lose the guy who shoots him from that kind of dead spot over here. And then it's 4-on-4, and then they basically just lose the next guy trying to make a move, lose the next guy trying to fill outside. Now it's a 4-on-1, just one player for Uprising. He's been eliminated as well. Impact looking pretty good here, Matty.
Oh, no, a penalty thrown.
After the point, that means they're going to have to start with 4.
See, that's one of the reasons that you concede.
Yes,
just to
100%.
Serve the time, but if your last player gets a penalty, that means you have to start down. So this is a big advantage to Edmonton Impact, and Uprising also are already facing an uphill climb here, Rich.
Don't allow your player to be in a position where he might make a bad decision that hurts the team, right? He's not going to pull off a 4-on-1.
Let's listen in
right?
real quick.
Hey, tons of fucking time. We're in a good shape. Tons of time.
One of the coaches, Tyler Michaud, legendary pro player from back in the day. There's Dusty. So it sounded like maybe a guy got pulled for running out of bounds.
Yeah, several people have been pulled for calls that aren't usually called, like running out of bounds, getting shot in the pods. The referees are not messing around out there. It's World Cup. Here goes Aftershock. First look for them from the blue side against the Dragon, breaking out from the red side. 5-on-5 breakout. No. Hosky taking the walk for Shock. 4-on-5 advantage for 5-on-4 advantage for Dynasty.
Yeah, I think that was Marcelo Margot from the back center getting the shot there on Hosky, so that's a great kill.
Man, Mark's voice is so clear. You can clearly hear him communicating from back center.
But Rich, great zone control for Shock as Arturo tries to dip into the snake, and I think A-Rod got the shot on him.
4-on-4, Matty, 4-on-4. I think they think that Dynasty's the snake, though, because A-Rod's pumping paint into that snake gap, and there's just nobody there.
Well, he shot the lane. I thought he saw the kill, but he's looking into the glare right now.
100%, man. I think you're right. And with the angle going back like that, I don't think he knows that he got Arturo. So he's still posted up as if Arturo's alive. Thomas Kim's got to find a way to get out of that snake insert and into the snake, Matty, as another player floods up the D side. 2 players over there now, LJ Parrish, Corey Hall. LJ in the Dorito 2, Corey Hall in the Hertz bunker. 4-on-4. Winning this first point of the match is crucial because it forces the other team to play a little bit faster of a tempo than following point because they're down a point. Archie's looking to get in the snake. He's going over the top, wrapping. He's got nobody really stopping him. Might be trying to wait to get another kill before he goes. Oh, A-Rod might have get shot going in there. Oh, he does. He doesn't know they're up on that tape.
Yeah, good zone control again here for Sango Dynasty as they make sure they watch that inside angle with the aggression of A-Rod. You always have to be eyes on that, that angle.
And Shock has certainly proved themselves as one of the top teams, but Dynasty just has so many layers. You know, there's every time they come out, there's a different look, there's a different rotation, there's a different positioning. They just get paintball really, really well. So every time you come out and play, they're better and better. It's 4-on-1 now. Yeah, well, 4-2, sorry.
Chris Shear was on their side, on Aftershock's side, and wins actually trades out with LJ Parrish. So 2-on-3 situation.
Oh, yeah, 3-on-2. Thomas Kim in the corner. Corey Hall in the Hertz bunker.
Marcelo into the snake. Archie behind him. And then Greenspan making moves on the D side, getting into that Hertz tower.
Yeah, I would rather had Archie go for it into the snake and left Marcelo behind Archie. Either one of them super capable, just slightly better in one of the 2 positions, right? And can you see who's on the D side, Matty?
It's Greenspan.
Okay, so yeah, Ryan knows that he's just got to stay live over there, allow Marcelo and Archie to figure out how to get an elimination on one of these 2 positions. Thomas Kim in the most vulnerable of the 2 positions in that snake can.
Yeah, Marcelo's possibly going to have a shot on his pack.
Oh, he just got shot in the inside of the foot, I think. And they're trying to shoot his foot again. Putting a lot of pressure. Oh, man, you don't like to see that. Thomas Kim squeeging his barrel in that corner, Matt.
As soon as Ryan gets a little bit farther up this D side, it's going to be really tough for Thomas Kim to live in this back spot.
Yeah, he's in the most vulnerable position for sure. Once they get on from both tapes, he'll probably walk out.
But also, Ryan can't die because Ryan's on the island.
Yeah, and Corey basically is just hoping that both the snake guys look down the snake and then Ryan looks down the snake and he can make a huge move down that D side, get Ryan, turn the corner, maybe catch Archie before they know he's there.
Last 2 players for Shock, not giving Marcelo much to shoot at.
Yeah. Well, and Archie being over the top like that makes it that Thomas Kim can't come inside, go down the highway, and try to get both the snake guys in front of him. So really there's very few options for the Shock players. I think the only players that has the option is Corey Hall, just streaking down that D side, hoping for the best. They're going to eventually shoot Thomas Kim out of this corner.
Yeah, Thomas, again, very perilous position as he's getting pinched from Greenspan from the D side. Oh, and they finally got the shot in on. He wraps around and gets a shot in on Archie Montemayor.
Wow,
massive.
That was huge, man.
Massive
that was
kill.
huge.
That was
He's
amazing.
got to watch his foot, though.
So here comes Corey Hall. He's going to release. He's going to have a better angle on Marcelo from that position, and Marcelo does not know that he made that move up.
Yeah, Thomas Kim should sneak inside and start playing that snake 1 instead of that can. He's less vulnerable there.
So and then Ryan's going to get the – I think either Ryan pushed him into Marcelo's gun, but regardless, that's the pinch we were talking about.
Yep.
And now Marcelo knows where Corey Hall is in this 2-on-1 in favor of Dynasty, and then Marcelo's going to lace in that crossfield shot. So nice job by Greenspan and Marcelo Margot. Man, we've said those 2 names in some very clutch situations here at World Cup for years, and they clock in yet again.
That's Clutch and Clutch Jr., right?
Yeah. Ryan's older, so I guess Marcelo has to be Clutch Jr., but both of them have stacked up some hardware, lots of it, MVP awards, golden barrels. But it was getting a little scary for Dynasty when Thomas
yeah, real scary.
Got in on Archie.
Yeah, get that back to 2-on-2. Good play by Thomas Kim there and by Corey Hall. Just didn't have quite enough to pull that back. And again, Dynasty threw away a couple sloppy bodies there, but still winning pretty, convincingly. Dave Baines yelling short red means that he thinks they're gonna go short on the snake side. That means they're gonna change their gun slightly. Probably put a little more pressure up the center. They shoot the short red anyway, but they lose one.
Yeah, so they shoot JC, lose Nate again.
4-on-4, Maddie. I see a lot of squeegees and a lot of guns these mornings. A little bit cooler and a little less humid than it has been, so some of this paint that might have been working really, really well in the heat and humidity of the afternoon yesterday might be a little bit too brittle here.
Nick Laval not feeling any pressure in the middle of the field for Edmonton Impact, and here D-side on your screen.
One of the things that
Cornell.
Sorry, one of the things that first started making me watch Nick Laval is how he works up the center of the field. He got shot last game going up on the break, and now he had a completely different route, got up to that same position, able to his job.
Well, Mike Zupa has dipped into the snake, and he's all the way at the 50, and Uprising does not know he's there, so he might be able to get some free kills from this spot.
When there's no one snake side for Uprising, right?
Yeah, there's no one in the snake with him. There's no one anyone outside wide, and there's also no one up in the middle to contain him. Yeah. So Zupa should have
free reign.
As easy of a go of it as you're going to have in the snake.
Yeah, I think his first kill is probably going to come from that back center.
Yeah. Graham Arnold is, again, that back center, it's great until they get out wide on you.
It's great for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, again, if they're at the 50 snake and the D3 position, back center is going to get rough because it's just you have to scurry out of there. So
yeah,
Graham Arnold
especially when it's a can, right? Because those round flat sides.
Well, Graham makes a nice move to get outside wide. He goes D side.
Really nice.
And that's going to help put a little bit more pressure here on Zupa at the 50-yard line. Snake, Zupa's past the 50-yard line. They get the shot on Eaton, though, so just a couple bodies left alive here in point number 2 for Uprising. They're going to shoot out that back corner with Alec, and then it's just Graham Arnold, so he's going to get saved by a concession.
Yeah, they could have buzzed that like 10 or 15 seconds earlier, but good buzzer. Once you're in that 4-on-2 and you don't have anybody on that side of the tape, you're going to lose that point. You might as well just get back out there with 5. Hope for the best. Hope for a quick point.
Yeah, they still have enough time to get back in this match, but they are definitely they're shooting a body on the break, but they're just losing that second part of the match because Impact's willingness to take a little bit more ground and incur a little bit more risk, and it's paying off for Impact.
Yeah, they're both starting off 4-on-4, but quickly it's a 4-on-3 advantage for Impact because Uprising feeds one more body, and then Impact presses the advantage and wins the point. Really excited to see if Aftershock, as a young up-and-coming team with the young up-and-coming professionals, if they can mentally get over this hump of going out and playing Dynasty on Sunday morning at World Cup. They're certainly capable of it. They've got the skills. They've got everything they need. Can they do it or not?
Parrish with a pretty big bite, inside and out route to Snake 2, and he makes it clean. Dynasty's going to be going with Chris Shear to the mini wall, so much more conservative break, but they lose Shear.
Yeah, Harrison takes a hard bounce. Referee checks him. He's okay. 4-on-4 here or 4-on-5, Maddie? Shock lose anybody? Sorry, I was watching on Dynasty side.
I don't think so.
Okay, 5-on-4.
Yeah.
Hosky gets caught again. 4-on-4 now, Maddie. Cannot afford to lose a body when you're up a body against Dynasty. Got to start playing very, very tight, very smart paintball.
Yeah, and I think that was Marcelo from the back center.
LJ now in Dorito 3 looking inside. A-Rod in the snake for Aftershock, filling in for Ryan Hosky, who's taking the walk.
Looking here on your screen at the power on that D side for Aftershock right now with LJ Parrish as he's going to release.
Yep, he's into there for Dorito 4 now. Archie repositions to help put pressure on LJ Parrish as A-Rod goes forward.
Oh, they get that kill in the middle. Archie Montemayor making something happen here, and now a nice, beautiful highway run from Harrison Fry. He does get stitched up from the tower, though, and the running referee is going to pull out one of the players here for Shock. It looks like it's going to be Parrish taking the walk, so Hall is still alive.
Just Corey Hall now, Maddie.
So it's a 2-on-1 again here, but not for long as Marcelo has this side open.
Oh, Corey gets his kill, Maddie. Could be a 1-on-1 here.
No, either.
Oh, they traded.
They either traded or Marcelo might have. Ryan might have pushed him into Marcelo's gun.
I would love to see a 1-on-1 with Marcelo and Corey. That would have been fun.
That would have been a good one. Yeah, to tie the game, but
yeah, that would have been fun.
It's not going to be the case because Dynasty did not squander this. Actually, Ryan. Not sure if Ryan even. I think he got shot, but I'm not sure. I think he traded. He was kind of walking towards that buzzer. Regardless, another perfect execution from Marcelo Margot and Ryan Greenspan. It's looking a little dicey for Dynasty to start things out.
Yeah. Good break out there for Shock.
In the pits with Dynasty.
Aftershock legendary player Billy Saransky down there, pacing down the sidelines, watching a Shock game with a lot of interest. Shout out to Gary.
Right. Hey, Harry!
Put it on him, man.
Put it on him. If Oliver Lang tells you to put it on him, you got to put it on him. Let's see if Impact can win this breakout again. JC did the snake on the break this time. They lose their... Nope. Brandon Cornell's okay over there. Got bounced going to the Hurst bunker, but he's all right. Hey, 5-on-5 here, Maddie.
Yeah, 5-on-5 break for the first time here in this match. With 12 minutes to go here, but a 2-point lead for Impact. Uprising needs to answer. They lose Graham Honor out of that back center as Mark's going to hit the deck and crawl up into Snake 2, and then they're going to filter body up into D2 as well. So a good crossfield spread, but down a body
Graham,
right now for Uprising.
Graham, please get out of that home earlier. They need you out there alive on these points. Oh, Brandon Cornell getting caught 4-on-4. Uprising's doing a good job of evening up the bodies early on. It's this midpoint of the game where they got to tighten up a little bit. This is where Impact's getting another kill, getting up a body, and then being able to press the advantage. 4-on-4, Uprising spread the whole field, Maddie. They've got Snake 1, Snake 3, Dorito corner, and I believe the wing on the D side. JC's in Snake 4 for Dynasty. He's got Mikey Arena back him up in the back center. You see who's that? Is that probably Nick Laval back center?
Nick Laval back center. I think Reeser at the mini wall.
That makes
Arena
sense.
And JC.
Yeah. So Impact a little light on the D side, so Uprising with an opportunity to maybe push up on that D side, go forward into that 50, put some pressure on the Snake guys or the center guys. JC going forward into the 50 Snake mat.
Yeah, both teams talking it up nicely. And here comes Justin Cornell past the 50-yard line. He has not touched that bunker, hasn't telegraphed his position. Mark's got to be thinking, knowing if you're playing Justin Cornell, that he really likes to push the issue.
And you know he's always close.
Yeah, it's probably pretty close.
Yeah, Impact gets out to the Dorito corner, and secondary is out of the back center into that little wing. So good job by Laval and Reeser repositioning over there. Nick's got to figure out how to get JC off this field in front of him. JC's playing very cautiously, hasn't touched the bunker. He's just waiting for Mark to crawl into his gun.
Also hasn't shot his gun yet either to telegraph his position, because Mark's close enough that he'll hear that gun when it fires.
Yeah. JC's in a tough position here because he's just waiting. He's not being proactive. He's waiting.
Well, he does have a crossfield kill right now, so he's going to head check crossfield, and he's going to see that Dorito. Oh, man, the Dorito's in the shadow.
Oh, JC's going to try to set up for a gunfight down the tape. Slowly bring his gun up, looking across to see if he has a shot for. He's afraid to shoot his gun because if he shoots his gun on the cross shot, Mark's probably going to come get him.
He does have that shot, though. He's a little blocked out.
Oh.
Oh, Mark gets clipped out of Snake, too.
JC shoots inside, immediately comes out, snaps Mark out of there.
Puts Impact in a real good position, and Justin Cornell staying as low as he possibly can.
That was a very good play by him.
Not committing yet, so now he's going to commit. And then here comes the highway run from Schrader as he goes to the South Electronics Tower and then punishes JC.
Great counter by Nate there.
He stays alive, but he's getting pinched out. Alec Holland's going to come over and go to the back center just as Urena launches and dives into Snake 4.
Holland needs to come over here again and get into the Snake. Snake's the only thing that really cancels the Snake out.
Holland makes a nice fill out to give Nate Schrader a little bit of help. Nate has to live over on the left-hand side of this bunker.
I think it's 3-on-3 now, Maddie. Let's see Uprising's first opportunity to win a point here. Nate Schrader's got to come up big. He does. Nice game, Nate Schrader. 2 key kills. No one on this side now for Impact. He can go forward and win this point, getting Uprising into this match and putting the first point on the board.
Yeah, they desperately need this one here. Great job in a low body situation for Nate Schrader, and Alec Holland is Nate making the moves to get the kills, and Alec coming over to protect him. Alec's actually going to filter back to the center now that Nate has this side blown open.
Yeah, good. Alan, great Phil coming back over here, reading the pressure, now going back. Really good play.
Yeah, Alec plays the chess match really well. He's kind of like their Marcelo Margot. That's kind of how he plays. It's a good.
Well, there's a room in the pro brackets for a bunch more Marcelo, so that's a good place to play.
Yeah, hard bar to get to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now filling up the middle, kind of containing the 2 Impact players. Nate's just got to go past these guys. Oh, wow.
So Nate comes.
I don't understand that at all. How do you
not
go down
crawl
this tape?
all the way down the Snake side? And they launch another body, so the bendo break moment here for Impact. It's still 2 bodies left alive for them with a couple mistakes for Uprising. And Alec Holland is still alive to try to make something happen.
Wow, he started off playing that point so well and just devolved at the end of the point, going from a 3-on-2, now leaving Alex in a 1-on-2.
Oh, did Alec get the kill on him? In a 1-on-2, turns it into a 1-on-1. Alec already won a 1-on-1. Oh, he's just shooting a little bit behind Reeser. So Alex going to come across, and Alex just going to full send to the buzzer, and I think he gets there clean.
Nice
Alec
job.
all in as the pit explodes here for Uprising.
I'm a fan of that guy.
And it's just the past two events, he's just had miracle moment after miracle moment, earning the rights to be an elite player out here. Alec Holland.
I love it when I find a new guy like that to kind of start watching and studying and see like, hey, what's his progression looking like? Because what I saw yesterday and what I saw today is very, very good.
Low body heroics from Alec Holland keeps Uprising in this match.
Certainly how you make a name for yourself.
Mark, Nate, Holly, grand goal. Way to be, Holly.
What's Shock got to do here, Maddie?
Oh, well, they're down to, they need to stay composed. There's 9:23 still on this clock, so they have a lot of time to work with. They just need to try to stay alive through this break and not make mistakes.
Yeah, Hosky's been shot both points in the break.
Yeah, so they're not getting all their bodies alive. They are shooting bodies, but it's come down to low body situations each time, and Dynasty's just executing. So it's been close. Every one of these 2 points have been very close.
Yeah, they're running Hosky the wrong route. They should either be going to the corner with him or having him go up to the temple and over. They're having him run the deep route, and he's getting shot 3 points in a row. He's the only one running that route out here. Oh, Dynasty now losing their first body, though, so that's the kind of story of this match is Aftershock drops the first body, Dynasty drops the second body, much like the other match we're watching. So 4-on-4 here. Neither team with a player in the snake. Both players with a player up the center in the wing. Uh-oh. Archie's getting a running check from the ref. Looks like he's okay. Rubby. Marcelo back center for Dynasty, shutting down snake side.
And
is that Arturo in the snake now?
Yeah, Arturo making a nice move in the snake. There's no one in here with him. Thomas Kim's the closest body, and he's at the back Aztec.
I do not like this look at all for Shock. They've got 3 players on the D side looking snake side. Their 1 player on the snake side is looking D side. There's nothing to stop Arturo from just crawling down here and executing everybody. He can't do it from the wing. Thomas Kim can't do it from the snake insert. There's no one to stop him. Arturo should just go down and have the game of his life right here. Once they let Arturo in the snake, they've got to play differently, right? They've got to start either pushing through the Dreer side or start getting bodies back out of the center to this snake side. They cannot just concede this this tape. Artie shouldn't come up here. He should just keep going.
Yeah, and look, he has a 2-point lead, and he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, if he just protects himself there.
Patience is important right now for Arturo. Yes, he definitely has the shot on Alex Rodriguez, but Alex Rodriguez is posted up, and he's a really good job. He does a good job of holding lanes.
Yeah, and the only reason I do like him coming up there is because once they know he's there, those 2 guys are going to be stuck pointing their guns this way, so he draws a lot of energy towards himself.
Then just hit the bunker.
Yeah, or back up, right? Hit the bunker, bounce it around, and then back up a little bit. See if you can draw those guys to shoot that spot, not shoot you. So just tie those guns up.
That's exactly what he did. He went up and kind of nudged the bunker a little bit, and then now he's doing a little retreat.
Yeah, and A-Rod's going to see if he can figure out how to come up and get him, right? Even though he's not there anymore. It's a really good bait and switch, especially up by 2 points, right? That's exactly how you want your first guy playing up by 2 points there. A-Rod Archie repositioning in the center there. A-Rod sees him go. He's going to look to try to go get him. Yeah, I think Arturo still has the ball here, Matty. I think if he wants to, he can crawl through and win this point pretty easily.
Screaming bloody murder. Marcelo screaming bloody murder. Almost got shot trying to get a major, but as the run through in the middle of the field takes out Archie Montemayor. Off that, Parrish plays off the chaos, and he gets in. Looks like Arturo's getting called out, and he's asking where he got hit. So again, it's getting tense here with now it's Shear and Margot as the last players left alive. Ryan took the early walk.
And we got Thomas Kim in the snake corner. Thomas Kim seems to always be alive, always be communicating, always be in the points.
Man, these points have come down to very, very close situations.
Oh, Dynasty drops another play. I mean, Aftershock drops another player.
Yeah, but so does Shear takes a walk. So it's a one-on-one here. No, 2-on-1. 2-on-1 situation, and
Shock
Corey
win
Hall.
The first point.
Yeah, so Corey Hall is going to get the shot in on Marcelo. Marcelo frustrated, shaking his head as he feels like they blew that one, or maybe a little frustrated that they didn't get that penalty call.
I personally think they blew that one. I think the Dynasty had the ball to go right through the snake and win this point easily. All Shock's energy was D side. They weren't attacking. They were just sitting there waiting to be beaten on the snake side.
Well, Aftershock hanging in this match here. Nice job by Thomas Kim and Corey Hall. Man, it's just all 3 of those points have just gotten very interesting.
The guy who made us the mugs for the Commanders Cup came by this morning to say hi. He wants to meet you. 13 hours per mug is how long it took him to engrave those things. How amazing is that?
Yeah, it was a really, really cool mug.
Yeah, we really appreciate those mugs. Thank you so much.
And in the pits right now with Aftershock, let's listen in.
Just asking if outside leverage on me. I can't even play the outside, so I'm not seeing him walk
Hey,
off.
hey, real quick, everybody. We're a little frantic.
I'm good, baby.
Hey, just hear me. I'm listening, right?
Can I get a water?
Water.
Hey, guys, hey, Aftershock,
listen.
Aftershock. LJ.
We are a bit frantic out there. Let's calm down.
I felt calm collected, baby. Let's go, baby.
Jumping back into this next point. Low body heroics in the last one from Alec Holland to make this a match. 1 point game, 7:25 to go. The ball pushing an issue in the middle, and Mark stays alive for Uprising, and he makes it clean.
I love Mark going up there, using his height. Nick Laval in the center there. Oh, Nick and Mark snapping. Mark's got to be really careful. Nick has the advantage here. Nick repositioning. Nick Laval, one of the best up-the-middle specialists in the world. Doesn't do it as much as he used to, but really, really good at getting up the middle and producing. Uprising. Snake 4, Snake 1, back center, the small wing on the D side. Impact with Snake Corner, Snake Wing, D2, center wing with Nick Laval, and Mikey Arena in Snake 3 looking inside. Good comms from both teams. Again, Matty, super close match here.
Yeah, it's as close as it's going to get other than being tied.
Yeah.
And on the positions, too, because Mark is in a good position. Arena playing the aggressor, and he's going to crawl up to the 50-yard line. You can see our eye in the sky.
Yeah, Graham needs to get out of that back center. Matt, I don't know if you've got his number, if you could text him maybe. He's just standing. Oh, Uprising losing their first attacker on the D side, man. He comes out of that D2.
Yeah, great kill here for Impact to shoot out Joel Eaton, and then it looks like they are going to filter 2 bodies that way to try to stop the bleeding. Running referee going to come in and check out player for Impact at the tower. He's good to go.
Brandon Cornell now into Dorito format on the top side. He's played probably the best, in my opinion, on Impact. He's been going through that top side almost every point, every other point or so. Super consistent, getting a lot of kills. Almost starting in that D4. Uprising 3 across the back. Snake 4 all playing pretty defensively here. Great comms there from Impact. Calling all the spots, saying where they are and where they're looking. Trying to figure out this puzzle. But up by a point here, so don't have a lot of emphasis to push forward.
Yeah.
Follow-up move on the D side. So 2 players attacking D side for Impact.
Yeah, they got this great cross-field spread with a lead to protect, too. This is when Impact starts strangling you. You know, they put themselves in really good positions. Dalton does take the walk, but they're still in good spots.
Yeah. Dalton got to that key spot, got dinked out of there, so 4-on-4 now. Oh, corner gets shot out. That was so sloppy, and so does Graham. 2 sloppy deaths there on the D side for Uprising. 3-on-2 advantage now.
Yeah, but Mark comes around and stabs Mike Urena and stays alive. So Borromeo and Meiderman over here on the Snake side. Zupa tried to run outside real quick to catch somebody from the middle.
Zupa's going to go highway, I think, because the highway is the move. 2 Uprising players, both isolated in the Snake.
Yeah, but Borromeo taken out. Options dwindling here for Uprising. And then they're going to shoot out Mark. Probably should concede this point here.
Yes, sir. Plenty of time left in the match. I'm going to be down by 2.
Yeah, so that was a well-fought battle from Edmonton Impact. Dalton's going to wiped off, but it was close, midpoint. Just a couple gunfight wins and some good zone control from Impact was the difference.
Harrison Fry getting the spin again. Blake Yarbrough also coming in.
Hey, first 5, let's go.
Look for Blake to kind of come up the middle, push people around a little bit. Harrison's going to be attacking on the Snake side. Hosky needs to have a game here for Aftershock, but in order for them to do that, they got to keep him alive. Hopefully they don't run him that same route again. Ah, they don't, and they keep him alive. Yeah, good change up there. Nice play.
They send him to the Aztec. That's also a shootable spot, but the angle's been going out wide because he's been going in there every time.
A-Rod, big release, Matt, all the way to the 50. I love him up. Oh, I don't like him going past the 50.
He might have got bad
He thought there was a guy there.
He thought there was a guy there.
Probably thought Blake was there. So 5-on-4 advantage here for Dynasty, Matt. As Hosky fills into the snake in front of Thomas Kim. Although Shock is down, Hosky and Kim over here being alive might give them the best opportunity to win a point here in this match. Dynasty still got 2 back center. They've got to be careful with that. Hosky's looking inside from snake 2, putting pressure on the back center. Harrison Fry trips and gets into the snake anyway.
Maybe not, though.
Maybe not.
Check him out. Yeah, so Harrison Fry taking the walk here for San Diego Dynasty. And
now this snake is wide open, and if Thomas Kim can keep Archie there's no reason Hoskins can't go down the tape.
Another body coming off for Dynasty, and it's going to be Archie. So there's no one at all on the snake side here. Hosky can hit the deck, and
there's no reason for him to stop, Matt. He should not stop at any of these spots. He should go all the way down.
Well, Rich, Dynasty still has 2 bodies tucked in that mini wall. They're going to get Blake out of that spot.
3-on-4 advantage here for Aftershock as Hosky crawls forward.
But it's just Greenspan's gun keeping Hosky from doing anything over here. Hosky's blocked out from these 2 positions. So they're going to have to hope that Hosky makes a mistake here, because he can just literally get his belly on the ground and crawl all the way down.
Yes. Scoring a little bit of an opportunity here. It looks like LJ Parrish taking the walk for Aftershock.
That's going to make life a little easier for the 3 bodies for Dynasty, as a little bit more easy to survive with the fact that they're going to have to deal with Hosky at some. Oh, Hosky might have got this shot in on Ryan. Ryan dodged it.
Hosky needs to understand that he doesn't want to be in that snake gunfighting Ryan Greenspan, right? He needs to go all the way down and back shoot the guys in the Dorito. Ryan Greenspan wants you to gunfight with him here so he can shoot you out and save this point. Corey Field going forward into Dorito 3 on the top side for Aftershock. 3-on-3 here. Aftershock. Oh.
So Hosky does finally get his shot in on Ryan. Tough to live in that position for Ryan Greenspan.
Just 3-on-1 now. Blake Yarber, the last player left alive for Dynasty.
Oh, yeah, sure got shot as well. So, yeah, it's just Blake. It should be an easy one here for Hosky. All he has to do is just move on over to the next spot. I think he's off a little on the count.
Yeah, he's playing it safe.
Yeah, he's playing it safe. It's smart.
Hosky. Yeah, he got shot the first 3 points. He's a little gun shy.
Well, that's kind of. Now, Hosky's had a great year. He's probably going to be Rookie of the Year. Nice little finish here, and I mean that was a good one for Hosky. He moved all the way up here, had to do a lot of work and take a lot of positions, a lot of ground, and then win those gunfights here on the snake side, which gave him that opportunity. Again, there's $5,000 at stake, courtesy of Pate Smith Law and Tiger Wear, an apparel package from them, and the low body magic for Dynasty. I mean, we're just in the first set here for the pros, so we got a lot of paintball to watch.
Thank you.
Alec Holland is for sure on that list. That low body situation.
Yeah.
Off that 1-on-2.
Yeah, for sure.
Two-point spread. 4-18. This is the point right here for Uprising.
Yeah, they really need to shoot some guys on the break, but they definitely can't lose anybody.
They get marked to the snake off the break. Oh, no, they do not. So
4-on-4 again, Matty.
Yeah, 4-on-4. JC gets shot off the break, and so does Mark.
Nobody's snake side for impact. If Uprising can contain impact in the center field, get a player in the snake, and they do get a player in the snake, if that player goes down, he's going to win this point. Nick Laval is in the center, but he's on his knees in that little wedge, and he cannot stop the snake from there. The only place he can stop it from is that center brick standing up. Oh, they let impact fill out from the back center into the snake insert. That was a big mistake. Big mistake. Nate Schrader was over the top when he went out too, but he was looking D side instead of snake side, so he missed it. Schrader now into the 50. Looking to get creative up in there. Playing proactively, looking for hoppers here. Uprising needs to apply a little more pressure when they have the advantage like this, Matt. When a team has nobody in the snake and the closest guy is that snake insert and he's looking the other way, you should try to be pushing down that field, taking as much real estate as possible.
Oh, Graham Arnold.
Keep going, Graham. Just keep going.
Yeah,
impact gets out again on the D side.
Little retreat here from Nate Schrader as he's going to get back to the wedge, and he's looking towards that D side. Graham is going to get his gun up and look inside. Nate's going to continue to go across and get to the first wedge. But Impact with the 2-point lead with only under 3 minutes to go.
And now they let
controlling zones right now.
Yeah, now they let Impact fill the snake. They let him go from back center to the snake insert, now into the snake. They had 2 opportunities to shoot him on gaps, but they didn't have to gunfight. They could have just had some good discipline, caught him moving out here, got another kill, and just made it that much easier to go through the side. And then by Graham waiting until they finally fill out to this side, he kind of loses his opportunity to go forward and win this point.
Graham's really pumping paint here, trying to shoot Laval, but Laval not giving him a gunfight, and that's smart for Nick.
Yeah, Nick's up by 2 points. All he's got to do is not get shot. Uprising going forward on that D side, getting to D4. They lose a body over there. Impact pressing forward now.
They do get a kill, though, on the mini wall as Dalton comes off.
3-on-3.
But as Brandon Cornell gets into that D3 position, and yeah, Eaton also taking the walk, so it is a 3-on-3 situation with 2 minutes left to go, down by 2, Uprising, gunfighting, and trying to create opportunities here. So they got to make something happen in the next, I'd say, 40 seconds.
Yep. Dalton's struggling a little bit over there. Brandon Cornell in that D3 looking inside, working together. Nate going back up the center again. Nate's got to get creative here and find a way to kill somebody. The tape guys can't engage too much because if they get eliminated, the player on that tape that eliminates them can just wrap and pretty much win the point. So it's got to come from Nate. Nate's certainly looking for it.
Yeah, Nate gets across that gap. Time is the issue here, though. Can't play like you just need one. You have to play like you need 2. Nate's going to cut through the gap, and he's going to get 1. He gets all the way into the backfield, and here comes the play off of that. Looking for a penalty. Graham Arnold begging for it.
Graham's right.
And it's going to be a no point. And that is
lucky.
Greatly, that's perfect for Impact here as they now still have this 2-point lead. Time ticking off the clock. And it's going to stop at about 1:01. I mean, Uprising tried for it. And we're going to get Jimmy and Dusty, owner and coach of Uprising, coming over to plead their case.
Yeah, from my perspective, it looked like Zuba got center punched in the goggles and spun his gun. But if the ref doesn't call it, it doesn't matter.
Okay, they're going to review it.
It's a no point for now. 30 seconds. Let's get the next point ready then. We got 1 minute.
Dynasty's going to be breaking out from the red after shock from the blue.
They're going to figure out that last chaotic point. Impact versus Uprising here in the Ocho finals, and this is a much closer game. Tied 2-2, Dynasty and Aftershock, who is going to earn the right to play against Houston Heat in the quarterfinals.
Greg Hosky has to have another good game here for Aftershock. They hold him short, giving him that opportunity to do that again. 5 alive for both squads, Matt. Dynasty with a little bit more real estate. They got up to the Hertz bunker with Shear and up the center. So 5-on-5. Oh, A-Rod taking the walk out of back center. 4-on-5. Oh, 3-on-5 advantage as LJ Parrish takes the walk. Hosky does get in the snake, though, Matt. 3-on-5 advantage here for Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty in good positions, too. They need to get Artie into the snake, so Arturo's going to dive across and get in as Hosky is crawling up to try to be the hero for his team. They still, again, tie game right now, so...
And this is perfect for Dynasty. This is perfect for Dynasty. They got the spots, they got the bodies. Now if they can play a longer, slower point.
Oh, but Hosky gets the kill inside, but then Arturo stops. The bleeding over here is Archimon Muir is going to fill out behind Arturo Andrade, but that was a great kill for Arturo after Hosky got that inside kill.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having one more body on that tape.
And that is, unfortunately for Shock, going to force the concession because it was a 2-on-4 situation with not a lot of time left. So Dynasty would have just slow played that, swarmed him, try to just leave barely any time on the clock.
That was a great call from Todd to hit that buzzer because they were just wasting time otherwise.
30 seconds.
Give it to them. Don't not put guns on the table. Give it to them.
This one's getting away a little bit from Uprising. Let's see. See what that call was. I'm guessing there's not going to be a penalty. Usually that's the way that goes.
Randall.
218.
Might take us a little bit longer to get this one going because they are reviewing that last play. Uprising will be breaking out from the blue side, Impact from the red. If you have a no point, if no point is scored, you play another point from the same side of the field. If you do score a point, you switch sides. This, I'm sure no one minds this timeout player-wise because it looks like some guys are changing hoppers and guns.
Yeah, if I was a player, I'd probably be a little happy about this.
Yeah, take your time, Jace. I mean, really get a good look at it. Really get a good look.
Get a little breath. Looks like the clock is running, though, and the score is 3-1 here in favor of Impact. 2 points in a minute and 1 second. Uprising has to just staggered attack, full send.
Well, and that's all we ask, right, is that they at least try to go out and win this match. Don't just go out and play their usual style of paintball, which is get your 5 key spots and outthink the other guys. Nate Schrader's going to want that 3-on-3 point back. Oh, great job. They do the double wide around the outside, flying V through the middle. They don't get any kills, but they keep 5 alive. They lose their first body, 4-on-4, 3-on-4 advantage for Impact.
Yeah, and
Impact's dug in, but nobody snakeside, Matt. Snakeside player for Uprising can go right down and win this point.
Uprising has some positions here to attack, and it looks like they are going to run Borromeo through that D side, and he makes a clean run to get Brandon Cornell playing off that chaos, also attacking up in the middle. Mark's on his feet here in the snake, trying to wrap around and put a ball on that mini wall.
Yeah, Mark doesn't know there's nobody in front of him.
Nate gets through. Nate's going to get one. Nate's going to dunk on that other one, and Mark stays alive, so he's going to be able to run in to hit this buzzer and keep about maybe 19, 20 seconds left when he gets there. Going to be 18 seconds left on the clock. So Uprising has a chance. Also, look for penalties. If you guys are watching Pro Paintball for the first time, if there's a major penalty under 60 seconds, it's an immediate swing point. We've already seen that out here a little bit this weekend. We always do. But Nate Schrader with a beautiful 2-pack of kills, that run up the middle, and then Mark staying alive in that chaotic moment to go and run in and hit the buzzer with his speed to at least give Uprising a chance.
2 minutes left, down by 1. This is a big, big point for the Aftershock kids. See if they can step up, kind of start making a name for themselves at Sunday at World Cup as the new generation of Shock players.
Yeah, 2:16 with 1 point. This is a much different situation. You can run a regular game plan with 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
You got a minute and a half to let the play develop, and then 36 seconds or 36 seconds to figure it out. Oh, Dynasty gets a bad start, touches back up. 3 at home for Dynasty, and they lose a body.
Wow.
This is a bad break for them. Great break for Shock.
This is a big opportunity for Chicago Aftershock as they're having no problems with this one. Rodriguez is going to run through a penalty. He's going to be assessed. Who's it going to be on? Looks like it's going to be on. So Dynasty might be starting, and it's going to be a major penalty this time.
A-Rod just got a major.
So 2 penalty flags go up, major and a minor. As Parrish goes in to hit the buzzer to make sure they get that tying point on the board. Don't see an indication as to who the penalty was on.
I sure hope it wasn't on A-Rod, because he could have hit the buzzer, but he spun around to kill the last player, which I totally get. But then when he got shot, he gave him a couple extras. I really hope he didn't get a major there. That was such a good point for Shock, man. Well, bad start for Dynasty.
Said point approved. Yeah, the story of that one was just somehow, some way, Dynasty got a terrible break. Sheer left early. He had to come back and tag up. They essentially had 4 players in the backfield off the break. One of them got shot, and A-Rod was running down the field and getting a read on it within about 5 seconds.
Shock gets the point, sounds like.
But if that penalty was on Dynasty,
starting with
Shock will have, I mean, both of them might have been on Dynasty, and they didn't have anybody left to pull. So how severe is this power play going to be? How many bodies is Dynasty going to be down?
Man, can you imagine Dynasty going home here?
In the pits right now with Dynasty. Let's listen in.
Yeah, baby.
No. Yes, dude. I was standing right there.
Hey, let it go.
It's just so fucking super. Starting with 3.
I understand that. I didn't feel anything.
That's insane.
Can we slow down? Listen, we're not going to win this point unless we shoot multiple bodies on the break, correct? I think we should Tiger and go to America.
No, I think you fucking, I was thinking about this. I think you do Magic Midget. You do Magic Midget to try to shoot their fucking guy going up and over. We fucking run and shoot to the snake corner.
That's fine. If we don't win, shoot any bodies on the break, I'm toweling it. Okay?
There's still 2 minutes. There's still 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes, tie ball game.
30 seconds.
2 minutes tie ball game.
Yeah, and I think we don't. And then we don't go to the snake. We delay to the snake.
Interesting introspective into Dynasty's pit. Lots of coaches in there.
Hey, SK's not wrong. If they don't shoot multiple bodies on the break, he's going to towel.
100%.
The time is the biggest issue right now. They're going to be starting with 3. They're already in a bad spot. I mean, that's exactly what needs to be said in that situation.
And what Shock needs to do is hide on the break.
And not get a penalty.
Yeah. Mike Green going short. Impact going short. Snake side. Heavy up the gut. Hupagee side. Brandon Cornell gets shot.
Yeah.
5 on 4. 4 on 4.
A 1-point match here, but under 10 seconds to go. I don't think Uprising's going to have enough time. The bodies are falling everywhere for Uprising, and Impact is going to hold the line, and the story for Uprising ends here.
Yeah,
eliminated by Edmonton Impact, and Impact moving on to play X Factor in the quarterfinals, but what a game.
Yep, good match. Uprising playing really, really well here this event, stepping up, kind of turning that team around. Great job, Nate. I think he's going to want that 3-on-3 back, but good job. And Impact, kind of doing what they're expected to do.
Well, with how good Uprising has looked here, making 2 Sundays in a row and giving some really good teams a lot of trouble, the future is very bright for this new look for Uprising.
I agree.
But
man,
very tense moments right now for Dynasty, as starting with 3,
yeah,
looking at 5 bodies with 1 minute and 55 on the clock, and it is a tie game.
And this is a little bit worst case scenario when you come to World Cup as Dynasty. You've had kind of a rough season, and you've kind of convinced yourself, like, hey, we're going to win World Cup. That's going to make everything else go away. Everything's going to be fine. You cut to the pit. There's a little indecision back and forth. This is tough. It's tough even for the best team in the world. That's how hard the things are out here.
Well, Dynasty trying to win 5 World Cups in a row. I don't think we're ever going to have another team with that chance. Who knows?
Who knows, Matt?
It's possible, but it's just getting very difficult in pro paintball to even win one tournament, but to win the hardest tournament of the year to win, and to win that 5 years in a row.
Yeah, think of all the good teams that have come and gone in paintball that don't have a name up around this field. Dynasty with 3 alive. Arturo looks like he's running up the center. They get Ryan out to the corner. So 3 alive for Dynasty. They lose, 3 alive. Oh, they lose Ryan in the D corner now, so 5 on 2 advantage for Shock. 4 on 2 advantage.
So the towel going to be thrown here as A-Rod was trying to run down. It got interesting there as bodies were dropping, but it's going to be down by 1 here with 1 minute and 39 seconds left. That's still very doable.
Yeah, for sure.
Back in the pits with Dynasty.
We're up. Hey, we're up. Plenty of times. You've been here so many times. Let's go, huh? This is where the Dynasty magic comes through.
Yep. Ooh, little overlaying.
Dynasty magic.
Come on. Let's go. Lift those chins. Come on. Let's go.
That's where they're selling over that Hormesis booth. Dynasty magic, baby.
Yeah, but I'm going to create something out there.
That's what I like to hear. I'm going to go create something out there.
Well, the reason why Dynasty's so good in these situations, looks like they're probably going to call timeout, is that they have been here a lot, and they've prevailed in this situation quite a bit. So it's a big confidence boost to know you've done this.
Listen to me.
Listen to Archie.
At fucking 1 second, if y'all yell go, that's what they just did to us on that side. And we fucking false started because of it. They yelled go over there. Yes, from the pits at 1 second. We had a bad start on the 2-point streak because they fucking were yelling in the pit at 1 second. Yeah. All right, so I got.
Now we know why they got that bad start.
Hey, where did they go on the break? Over here, snake side.
They went short.
They went Tiger. 30 seconds. They went short on both sides.
Tiger, Cali, Marcelo.
Archie, I got you.
Hey, Dynasty. It's going to be fun. Can we yell that?
We're calling it?
Yep. You? Okay, so you're going to shoot from the backside of them?
Everyone take a breath.
Hey, they're on their strong shooting side as well, so we need to fucking dig in there with. How many pods you got, Hosky? Okay, so hey, listen. So A-Rod, are you gonna shoot and then go so we can have Corey dive in here? Well, I'm shooting and then yes.
Well, if Corey comes in here, right, then he can fucking shoot this right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
So A-Rod, you shoot and then fucking come right.
Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna be hovering. I'm gonna be. Hey, get off for the round shot on fucking. Yep. Hey, man. Second 1-point game, dude.
All right, so here we go. So it looks like it's going to be Shear, Fry, Montemayor, Margot, and Greenspan as the 5 for Dynasty, and we're going to see the same 5 for Aftershock.
Man, I'm not playing, but I have butterflies. I have butterflies right now. Let's go.
Yeah, Corey Hall, Thomas Kim, and Alex Rodriguez, LJ Parrish, and Hosky, Ryan Hosky.
And either way it goes, such a great story, right? Whether Dynasty pulls this back or Shock pulls it back, amazing for either program. Dynasty back to full strength. Oh, Harrison Fry getting the spin here in this big point. It's interesting.
So on the breakout right now with 1:38 seconds left to go, both teams send a body up the break, and a pretty big bite as LJ Parrish. Oh, but LJ Parrish made his spot but lost his first gunfight, and then Archie Montemayor ends up getting taken out of that middle. So 4-on-4 situation. Thought that Dynasty was going to have a high body moment, but then Archie took the walk. Marcelo Margot flooding out wide here, snake side with Harrison Fry at snake 3. And
Thomas Kim getting a shot out of the back center. Ryan Hosky, only one on this side of the field for Aftershock, Matty. Big opportunity here for Dynasty to go
Ryan
down.
Greenspan's going to get shot as he dove in and tried to crawl up, trying to create some sort of offense. He was as low as he possibly could have been on the ground. So it's going to be a 3-on-3 situation at a minute.
Corey Hall taking the walk, Matty.
Oh, 2-on-3. 2-on-3
Advantage
in favor
for
of
Dynasty.
Oh, A-Rod almost shot by Harrison Fry, and then Hosky also hides from Harrison Fry's gun. And then Hosky's going to run the highway, but he's going to get shot.
Hosky
get
just
him
needs to
clean.
stay alive
Looks
there.
like he did. He got him clean. So it's a 1-on-2 with only 38 seconds left to go as A-Rod repositions over. 1-on-2 in favor of Dynasty.
Yeah, Hosky making a great move there, but kind of showing his immaturity there. Just need to stay alive. Didn't need to kill anybody.
But with all these bodies that have come off so quickly, we'll see if Marcelo definitely knows the count. And Marcelo is going to get the kill on A-Rod, and Dynasty does it yet again to tie the game here with 15 seconds left to go. Let's see if he's going to hit it or if he's going to wait. So we go straight to overtime. It looks like he's going to hit it with about 12 seconds left.
Was there ever a question? Was there ever a question?
There was for a second out there. That was getting tense.
That was intense. Good job on the Dynasty guys.
What are we doing? They're tired.
They're tired, man.
Hey, we need a 5 out there for 11 seconds. Yeah, let's go, huh? Let's go, huh? Hey, great fucking point!
Don't put me in. I know. Huh?
Breathe, baby.
No. I got you.
Pressure down, buddy.
So they are going to run the 11-second point because they're saying they feel that Shock's tired, and that does give everyone a little, well, you run it, but then it also kind of gives everyone a little bit more rest, too, because you're only playing an 11-second point.
Yeah, bring in all your second-string guys, right? Keep all your first-stringers resting in the pit. Shock might put out their starters and get them one more breakout time out a little bit.
Yeah, if I would send out, just, again, it's 11 seconds, so, yeah, we've seen 7, 9, 10, we've seen points scored around this. It just depends on the intent of the team and how many breaks come off, or how many shots come off the break, and then make sure you just don't get a penalty. So it's going to be Yosh, Ryan, Danny, Harrison, and Blake for Dynasty.
Thomas Kim, A-Rod. Nope, Thomas Kim.
Yeah,
Al.
They're going to call a timeout.
Nick.
Yeah, if you have a timeout, it's the time to burn it because you're not going to need it in overtime.
Especially if you can leave Dynasty out there for another minute, just soaking in the sun, and let that paint warm up a little bit. Let's see who's going to have a big team, a big point for who.
I'm just, man, what 2 good games. We saw this set.
Yeah, amazing.
Uprising's been looking really good. On paper, you got to give it to Impact, though, because they've also been playing really good. But that one ended up being a very fun game. And then right now, Dynasty and Aftershock tied up here. About to probably go into overtime.
Yep, doesn't get much better than that. Sunday at World Cup.
Crazier things have happened.
2 of the best team in the world fighting to the death over a 1-point game.
Crazier things have happened.
Do you think either team's going to send it, or is everybody just going to burn and sit?
Yeah, I don't think that anyone's going to send it.
I don't think
I think that we're just going to reset to.
I might send one guy.
It's just a little too risky.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely go heavy guns.
If you're in the prelims, okay, sure, you can make an argument for it, but here on Sunday where it's win or go home, so on the breakout, looks like, yeah, both teams not going to send it. As well, just one, Clay Hughes, and Clay Hughes ends up getting clipped out, but it's not going to be a difference maker out here. We're going to be going to overtime period here. We're going to throw 5 minutes on the clock, and if we can't get a winner in 5 minutes, then it will come down to one-on-ones. Ooh, Corey Hall limping a little bit. Yeah, Corey Hall coming off limping a little bit, but they need him.
Hate to see that, yeah. Kind of the backbone of that team. He's always got those really, really tight muscles, though, so he's always got a little bit of a, stretch or a like micro tear. He's tight like a tiger.
Yeah. So they're going to, we know who Shock's going to send out. Shock's going to send out Hosky. They're going to send out their starting 5. They got him to the finals in Atlantic City, got him on the ESPN show. So it will be Parrish and Hall on the D side, A-Rod up the middle, Alex Rodriguez, and then Hosky and Thomas Kim. For Dynasty, though, I'm not sure, because it looked like they were going to go with Harrison, but that might have just been for this point. Now, Harrison has had a decent amount of spins out here, but I think I would send Arturo out right now, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think they play the snake slightly differently. I think Harrison thinks about it a little bit more, but Arturo's a little bit more aggressive, smaller, and faster, so it kind of depends on what they're looking for that position to play at this point.
So it's Shear, Montemayor, Margot, Greenspan, and who's that 5th body? It's going to be
Harrison.
Going with Harrison Fry. So 10 seconds to go before the start of this next one. Actually 5. Who's it going to be? Chicago Aftershock, San Diego Dynasty. And on the breakout, Parrish going to go all the way to D2 off the break. They send Thomas Kim up the middle to the second wedge. And it's a 5-on-5 break as Harrison Fry gets into the snake.
I love that, Matty. Completely different look. Thomas Kim has been playing the 2 on the snake side. Now he's releasing up the middle. A-Rod's at home.
I like that play call.
Yeah, me too.
Martinez. And
sneaky Tom Martinez. I got my eye on that kid.
Hosky sneaks into the snake as Montemayor is going to go up and mirror up where Thomas Kim is. They're both looking towards the D side.
Harrison Fry also in the snake for Dynasty, Matty. 5-on-5. A-Rod now. 2 snake side for Aftershock, and this gives them an advantage. If Hosky can go up and get Harrison off the field, and A-Rod can go through and win the point from here.
Well, Aftershock is in better field position right now. They have 2 bodies out on the D side, 2 in the snake. They've spread the field out wide, whereas Dynasty is still stuck in that back center with Margot, and then also in the mini wall. They do have Shear at the Hertz Tower.
Yeah, I'd like to see Marcelo get out of back center there. Oliver's on the sidelines with clappers making noise so Shock can't talk.
Todd told him to stop.
Tom and Oliver's like, okay.
Come on, man.
All right, man.
We're in overtime.
Knock it off, Oliver.
So Chris Shear fights to get into D3, and he makes it clean, and Greenspan gets out of that mini wall to get into D1.
Yeah, Marcelo's the only one for Dynasty that needs to reposition now. I feel like he's very vulnerable in the back center. And if they eliminate him, there's no one to fill this way to back up Harrison Fry if Harrison Fry gets eliminated.
But Thomas Kim tries a tactical retreat. It's a mistake, and Harrison Fry makes him pay.
And I love it. Shoots him and calls 54. So body advantage here for Harrison and for Dynasty. Still like to get Marcelo out of the back center and have him start working this way. Archie's in the middle playing D-ball, trying to stop the forward progression of Aftershock. Hosky's playing a little defensively. Is in snake 3, looking inside. He's got A-Rod behind him, kind of do the same thing.
Harrison just head checked to make sure there was no one right in front of him. And he's going to crawl to the 50-yard line with the 1-body advantage here for San Diego Dynasty. 2:50 on the clock now here in this OT period.
Yeah, and Marcelo's in the back saying, yes, Harry, which is telling Harry, yeah, Harrison, keep going forward. I'm going to use that to get outside. Great fill there from Marcelo. Took him a little bit longer to get there than I would have liked, but I'm glad he made the right move. Now he can talk to Archie. the three of them can work together, which is Archie, Marcelo, and Harrison. Shock in defensive positions, 2 in snake, 2 on the D side, all crossed up. Oh, A-Rod dies at the wrong time, but he gets super lucky because Ryan Greenspan dies too.
4-on-3 situation still in favor of Dynasty, but then Hosky gets shot out from the middle from Archie Montemayor, and Archie knows exactly where those last bodies are. He goes up, and here comes Parrish, who's going to try a counterattack, and Parrish gets through and gets him clean.
Wow.
So Parrish is keeping Aftershock's hopes alive, and Marcelo Margot is going to keep his head on his swivel, but we might have a no point. No, I'm sorry, Harrison Fry is still left alive.
1-on-1, Matt. Nope. Dynasty wins it.
No, so Dynasty's going to take it because Chris Shear and Harrison Fry are going to be alive at the end of that chaotic point, as LJ Parrish making it very interesting. But Dynasty, yet again, they were down. They needed a quick point. They scored it, and they were able to make it happen. Got that first early kill on Thomas Kim. Had the advantage. Got a little crazy out here. But San Diego Dynasty will be moving on to play Houston Heat in the quarterfinals.
I was literally just going to say, with those positions, I could see Shock locking this up and taking us to overtime, and then boom, the match was over.
So that is going to do it here for this set. Impact moving on to play X Factor, and Dynasty moving on to play Heat. But we're still in the Ocho finals right now, as it's going to be Tampa Bay Damage taking on PB Fit, and AC Diesel taking on Infamous. Stick with us here at the 2024 Major League Paintball World Cup. I'm Andy Marshall with Rich Telford. We'll be back. Welcome back to the most important day of paintball in the entire year here at the World Cup. It's Sunday. So who's going to win this tournament in the professional division? And we are in the Ocho finals. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford. Going to be Tampa Bay Damage taking on PB Fit. And AC Diesel taking on Infamous. Man, Fit looked really good in the prelims. They were getting contributions out of everyone. They were shooting tons of bodies on the break. And Cyrus had some big moments for them. And then Tampa Bay Damage, they lost the very first game of the prelims, but really picked it up after that. They won the last event with an undefeated run. And they're one of very few teams, Rich, that has proved that they can win paintball tournaments. So they're definitely a favorite in this match. On the breakout, looks like they're going to be losing their first body as Cyrus is going to release up the middle of the field.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that they ran that line and dropped those 2 bodies. 5-on-3 advantage here for Fit. Tampa Bay Damage with 3 across the back. They got Rainey in the snake insert. I believe it's the Edwards brothers in the back center and the Dorito wing. Rainey tries to get snake corner, gets caught. 5-on-2 here for Fit. They're going to win this first point. Fit now into the snake, going forward. Nothing to stop him on this side of the field. Fit developing in the center of the field with 2 players as well. 5-on-2 advantage here in this first point for Fit. And I know for sure that Tampa Bay Damage expects to win this match, and Joey expects them to win this match. They have been struggling a little bit. It obviously hurts when you lose Keith Brown. You got to make some changes, but they're certainly capable. It's kind of a hometown event for them.
Yeah, so PB Fit just swarming on right now, and they're going to put this first one on the board. It's a hometown event, essentially, for Tampa Bay Damage, but with how many Texans that play at their home field, PB Fit.
Yeah, the whole stands are full of Dallas fans.
Yeah, it's been feeling like a hometown event for PB Fit for this entire event.
And the question Paintball Fit just answered was, hey, can we beat Tampa Bay Damage 5-on-3? Yes, you can. Can you beat them 5-on-5? That remains to be seen. Tampa Bay Damage is going to change their game plan. They're going to come out with a breakout that's more conservative and up the pocket so they don't lose any bodies. They're going to focus on shooting bodies, and then we're going to see a truer test of those 2 teams. Next match, Infamous breaking up from the blue. Diesel breaking up from the red. This should be a good match. Diesel for the first time in 2 seasons playing closer to their ability. Infamous has had to scratch to get here, but earned their spot. Infamous flooding 2 up the gut. Both teams snake on the break. Jonah's in snake 1. Looks like he might be doing surgery.
It was awesome that Infamous was able to make it here because they struggled a bit in the prelims. So the fact that they were gritty, and a lot of them are banged up too. No Ryan Hall. Be interested to see how much we see Zach Patient today too.
Yeah, I saw him walk around this morning. He looked healthy, but you just never know.
So Jonah's in the snake, but better field position for BJ Henningberg, and this is the best that AC Diesel's looked all year through the prelims.
Yeah, it took Jonah a little bit because I think Jonah's shooting half a barrel, Matty. I think he core sampled his barrel so bad he broke it. We'll see when he switches his gun inside, and your eyes are way better than mine, but I think you're going to see like a 4-inch barrel on Jonah's gun there.
Well, you don't need the front of it. The back of it's the accelerator. Yeah. The front part just makes it quiet, but it does sound like a hand cannon though when you lose that the front part of the barrel.
I love Infamous with the 2 bodies at the center. I'd like Callie Rudolph to reposition out of that back center a little sooner. Houston Heat with 2 in the snake now. They've got BJ in snake 3, Mouse in snake 1. Jonah still inside, shooting his Derringer.
Snub nose.
Yeah, a little snub nose.
Yeah, so BJ slightly better field position, and there's the double stack of bodies up here for AC Diesel, but yeah, better field position up the middle for Infamous. So better in the snake for Diesel, better up the middle for Infamous. See which strategy is going to work out here.
You can hear his gun.
Oh yeah, sounds real loud.
Bang 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 bang. Sounds like the old 06 Egos.
Huge fill here for Callie Rudolph as he gets out alive all the way into the back spot behind Jonah.
And that was 100% the right move in the right position. Would have liked to have seen it earlier, but great move from Callie there. So Infamous with 2 bodies in the center, 2 bodies in the snake, 1 in the D side. Diesel with back center, the wedge on the D side, and 2 in the snake. Not sure who has the field advantage position here, but 5-on-5. Diesel going forward into D3 now. He can start putting pressure on the players for Infamous that are up the gut, and then I think that's Clint Johnson or Spica that moves out of back center there. Oh, they get their first elimination. Infamous player taking a walk from the D side.
Yeah,
but so is BJ.
Yeah, BJ's taking the walk as Silberg took the walk for Infamous.
Oh, Infamous loses another player on that top side, Matty.
Yeah, so Infamous losing 2 here, but they still have the real estate with Rodarte up the middle and Jonah Jamrose at this 50-yard line.
Yeah, 4-on-3 advantage now. Infamous with snake corner, the 50 snake with Jonah, Rodarte in that center brick. It's better field position. Nobody on the Dorito side of the field for Infamous.
And AC is going to make the move up into D4. They're going to get out of that mini wall and go to the Hertz Tower in this slightly high body situation here for AC.
Yeah, it's one body advantage, 4-on-3. 2 attacking on that D side. Oh, Jonah's got to be careful there. Rodarte almost got caught from that inside shot. Infamous has got to get an elimination here on the snake side of the field.
Oh, so Jonah comes around and gets stitched up here from the snake.
4-on-2 advantage Diesel now, Matty. And they've got the whole D side of the field.
Yeah, it's looking really good for AC Diesel to put the first point on the board. Relatively long point, too.
Here comes Clint Johnson.
As here
a
comes
bonus ball.
Mouse streaking up the field to take down Rodarte. So Callie Rudolph was still alive in Snake 1, but Travis Lemansky had seen enough, going to concede that point.
Here comes Fit, and the Fit fans are welcoming them onto the field. That's the loudest I think we've ever had fans on that side of the field.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
Bring them all.
I wonder the number of teams that have come here from
Texas.
That area.
It's got to be in the 50s, right?
Yeah, and the Texans are they're rivals, but they're also a bit tribal too. So
tribal rivals.
Well, because if PB Fit here playing against Damage. So if you're anyone from Texas, or even if you're not from Dallas, you're definitely going to be pulling for PB Fit.
Yeah, everybody's pulling for their home team, right? See what Damage can do differently here. They don't lose anybody on the break.
I think they're going to lose. I think Damage loses
lost the corner.
There, yeah. So but they shoot Cyrus.
4-on-4, Matty. I like Damage's chances in a 4-on-4 here, although Chavez is attacking already on the D side for Fit, and Damage is still in the pocket on the D side.
Yeah, they get Brian Smith here into Snake 2. Still, no Keith Brown as he took an injury. We haven't seen him since that injury, so it's going to be a steady dose of Brian Smith here in the Snake, but he's played really nicely for him.
4-on-3 advantage for Fit, Matty.
Yeah, they're going to be losing another ball. Oh, yeah, Jacob Edwards has been limping around too, so he's limping off real bad now, coming off dying out of that spot.
Man, I hate how many injuries there are right now in the Pro League. Smith looking inside from Snake 2. 4-on-3 advantage for Fit. Yeah, I think Rainey's going to get pulled here and going to get a penalty. Yeah, he had one in his pack. Couldn't see it, but it was there. So 4-on-1 advantage for Fit here. Fit just wants to force Tampa to concede here, and they do.
So much control from PB Fit. A little bit of a gift of a penalty, but looking pretty dialed through too. Lots of time left, though, in this match for Tampa Bay to respond, but not ideal. They're a little bit less deep. It's a pretty deep roster. They got guys, at one point in time, they won an event running 2 completely separate lines, so they have 10 guys that can play, but with Jake limping around and no Keith, they're starting to miss some of their real key components.
Yeah.
Dudes that have done a lot of work for them in wins. Keith Brown was the MVP from the last event.
It's been a long, hard season. At this time of the year, everyone's a little bit banged up. They're just trying to get through World Cup so they can recover for a couple months. And luckily, the Edwards boys heal quickly, and so is Keith Brown. So I'm sure they'll be back. Here goes Diesel. Man, how much better did Mark Johnson sleep last night, Matty?
Must have slept amazingly.
Like a bebe.
So body dropping early. It's going to be Infamous.
4-on-4. Zach Patient, first player in the Snake.
A little bit better field position for Infamous, but they do lose Callie Rudolph.
4-on-3. Diesel advantage, Matt. Nobody D-side for Infamous. That's going to be tough. Like Mouse moving into Snake 2, looking inside for Diesel. He's got Zach Patient in front of him. Nobody else really to deal with.
Yeah, Zach Patient, slightly better field position out at Snake 3. But there's no one in the middle to stop Zach from moving up and no one in the middle to stop Mouse from moving up. So, except for Barrett, well, the back center. You do have to worry about that back center, but both those guys are shooting D-side right now.
Yep. Surprised that Mouse isn't going forward here, looking to try to get Zach off the field. If you can get Zach off the field, like, make plenty of room for the next Diesel player to push down the snake side. Good comms there from Clint Johnson. It's calling Drew to one home. Drew to one home. Home is moved, but they'll make that correction once they figure that out. And getting out to the corner there is the Infamous player getting to the snake corner. So Infamous improving their position and playing as if they're even on bodies, even though they're down a few bodies here.
Well, Rich, Jesse Stevens making that move all the way into D4. Nice couple moves from him. Here comes Baginski, who's going to try to get out behind Jesse Stevens as he gets to the tower, but Patient's going to have a crossfield shot on him. Let's see if Patient can make that shot. Patient pops the top, and Zach, got to be careful here. Oh, he's going to eat him up, though, so does trade his body. So there's still one body in the snake for Diesel with Clint.
Yeah.
And then Jesse's still in that real good D4 position, gun battling with Tim Brusselback, who's at D3 for Infamous.
3-on-2 advantage here as Brusselback had shot. 3-on-1 advantage here for Diesel Matt. Infamous down a point and down a body here. Down two bodies, sorry. Yep, and Infamous concedes that point. That's smart. Everything's going Diesel's way, Matt. It's crazy what difference a tournament will make.
Everything has been going their way. We still got a lot of time left on this one, though. But yes, through the first couple, they're looking pretty good here. In the pits right now with Infamous.
Why are we calling 43? What the fuck, dude? It's wiped off. Someone said 43. You guys shot DJ on the break? Yep. We did? Lost start, lost pallet. No. So why are we calling it the other way? It was 34, not 43. I said it, but we have 3.
See if PB Fit can shoot another body on the break. Not this time.
Much better play call by Damage. By pocketing up, they take away the outside kills that Fit was feasting on. And now, like we said, we get to see if Fit can beat him in a 5-on-5 because Fit takes all 5 spots, but Lockout getting shot out of back center. Can't stay back there alive with 5 Damage players alive. He's got to get out of there. 4-on-5 advantage for Damage. Fit first into Snake, Matty.
Yeah, Fit into Snake, crawling past Snake 3, going into Snake 4. As Stewart been such a solid Snake presence for them. He's got Cyrus behind him, so that was a good fill.
Yeah, and that was sloppy. Whoever just got shot out of that little temple was playing way too deep.
Oh, it's Chad Bougier.
Yeah, Chad was playing sloppy there. You don't see that from him very often. Very surprised by that. 4-on-4 now. Fit evening it back up, Matt. And if Fit can get another kill here out of Rainey in the back center, because Rainey's struggling to get out of that bunker. He's squeezing his gun, so I don't think he can shoot his way out. He's just waiting for the timing to get out there. And if they can hold him there, oh, Damage loses another body on the D side, Matty. 4-on-2 advantage now for Fit.
And it's looking really good for Fit here. They're controlling every part of this game. Even when you asked that question earlier, okay, they can beat him 5-on-3. Can they beat him 5-on-5? Well, we had a 5-on-5 start here.
They're about to answer that question as well, Matt. Yeah, and they just said we got a lead. Basically saying, hey, there's 4 of us. There's only 2 of them. We've got a 2-point lead. We don't need to gunfight these guys, right? We just need to, if anything, force Damage to either concede or to try to run up and trade out with us. Cyrus the Virus in the corner, popping the top, communicating, try to put some pressure on Rainey. Rainey's coming inside, getting into the Snake, trying to get creative. I believe he's got Jason Edwards in the back center. Jason's communicating, wheeling and dealing. And Damage is so dangerous. Like when you got Rainey and Jason in a 4-on-2, the game is not over. You've got to literally play the smart, methodical paintball, isolate those guys, play 2-on-1 against those guys twice to win that. If you play 1-on-1s, if you don't put pressure on them and you allow Rainey to go from Snake corner, Snake 1, Snake 2, Snake 3, and you don't even know where he's at, you're giving him an opportunity to kill bodies.
Oh,
get back in this game.
Yeah, and so Rainey does come around. They didn't know he's there, and Rainey's going to get a little 2-pack here.
4-on-2 to 2-on-2, Matty. What did we just say?
Yeah.
That's what Rainey does. That's why you pay him.
Yeah, Rainey is just so creative. He understands the variables, puts it all together in his head, and, okay, what's the highest percentage chance of me pulling this back?
Yeah, and he can only do that if you don't put pressure on him, right? If you've got 2 guys just blind dumping his bunker with Tipman 98s, he can't do what he just did. But when no one's shooting at him, That's exactly what he's going to do every single time, and you should assume that. Well, one-on-one, Matt.
Yeah, Cyrus.
Oh, Cyrus stays alive.
Cyrus stays alive. So
Wow.
Cyrus on the counterattack doing damage control and getting that shot in on Rainey, and it now puts it in Jason Edwards in a 1-on-2 position.
Again, you got to pressure him there, Matt. You got to. Both of these guys should be shooting their guns at his bunker so that he cannot come up over the top without just a volley of paint coming into him.
So Cyrus continues.
Wow.
Cyrus plugs holes. He also makes great reads. I mean, he's basically the Rainey Stanzik for PB Fit.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, slightly taller, not quite as good looking as Rainey, but yeah, basically the Florida/Texas version of Rainey.
Rainey with that 2-pack, man, a beautiful move. Made it look really, made it very interesting out here in the pits again with Fit.
That's got to be really, really good for Fit's confidence and really bad for Damage's confidence.
Yeah, I don't think, well, we got $5,000 at stake here, courtesy of Pate Smith Law and Tiger Wear. If Rainey had pulled that off, that would have gone.
I just thought the exact same thing.
But
He'd have pulled it off.
Alec Holland, so far, he's the lead, right?
He's the guy.
But a dominant 3-point lead here for PB Fit. See if they can keep it going.
If this will be breaking out from the blue side. Diesel from the red. So far, this match has been all Diesel. Looks like Infamous might be going up the gut again. Yeah, Infamous up the gut again. I like this play call. They do it every second or third point here today. They hold 2 at home, trying to get a kill. Nobody dies in the break, so 5-on-5 here, Maddie, but much better field position for Diesel. They've got 2 up the field, and Jonah's already wrapping the 50 and going forward. It's going to be very hard for the Diesel players to get out of that back center if Infamous closes this gap down on the D side.
Well, Jonah Jamrose knows he needs to. He's got some time to work with 8:44 to go, and he's there on your screen, pushing the issue right now for Infamous.
Good fill, like usual, from Callie Rudolph, going to the snake corner. Oh, gets caught right at the last second from the cross shot.
Yeah, good zone control for AC, trying to preserve this lead. But Jonah Jamrose is on their side of the field in a 5-on-4 situation. There's no one on the D side right now for Infamous.
No, it looks like Joe Barrett's trying to work his way from that little wing D side out to the D side, but they're putting a lot of pressure on him. 2 players going at the same time to get in the snake. For Diesel. Mouse gets out of back center. Oh, Diesel losing their first attacker D side, Maddie. Looks like Silos Cortez taking the walk. Silos Cortez had a really good event for them last event.
Yeah, he did. But
I saw him. I was like, it was nice to be able to say your name again.
Yeah. Moment right now, though, for AC trying to preserve this lead, because if Infamous can put this one up, they've just tucked them all in these back spots. They're in, I mean, yeah, there's 4 bodies alive, but they don't have much real estate. They're just hanging on.
Diesel player laying down in the snake.
Barrett, after a sequence of moves, gets into D4.
Yeah, I love that he starts and works his way from from back center to that temple all the way into that bunker. Had to make a lot of good decisions and have a lot of good timing to get there. Diesel now getting out to the D side. 4-on-4 match here. If they could have kept Diesel from getting out to the D side, Infamous would have had a lot easier job winning this point.
Yeah, the field spread. Jonah's still alive. Let's see the... Oh, but Jonah popping the top. That's a huge kill for AC Diesel and a tough death for Jonah right there.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Because, hey, you need 2 right though, Rich, but there's still a little bit of time. You have all this position. Just maybe let the play develop a little bit more, knowing you've trapped him in these back spots.
Yeah, and the ball's really on the D side, right? He can go all the way into their Dorito and put a lot of pressure on the snake guys, get the snake guys looking that way, and then Jonah should start making those looks down the tape for the kills. 3-on-4 advantage here for Diesel. They're dug in. They've got the snake corner, snake 2, snake insert, and the Dorito brick. Infamous has got 3 across the 50. Trying it now onto Diesel's side of the field.
Yeah, it's just going to be so much easier for D, because they don't have to worry about the snake now. The fact that Jonah's dead, and then slowly but surely they're probably going to make their own way up here. And actually, here comes Clint Johnson. He's going to drop the hammer. And he does get the clean kill on Rodarte. And as that happens, Diesel crawls up past the 50-yard line in the snake.
Yep.
And he's going to have a free kill. Alex Skolman.
Oh, Mouse is shredding paint, but does get the kill anyway.
There's still 1 body left alive for, it's Barrett. Barrett's still alive.
In their
shadow.
Dorito.
Yeah, in their Dorito. But it's a 1-on-3.
Yeah, and Mouse is in their snake going forward with no one on his side. So Mouse is going to be able to close this point out whether or not Joe Barrett is alive. Here goes Mouse.
So
Good read there.
Barrett did get shot at the last second right before Mouse hit the buzzer, but 3 unanswered points for AC Diesel. Continuing to look so much better for him here.
A good little showing here from the Texas boys, right? AC Diesel and Paintball Fit. Seems like Texas is doing something right, Matty.
Yeah, I've been doing something right for a while as a state, because there's lots of good paintball players coming out of the great state of Texas.
And that's how we value states,
I mean,
basically.
it's been tough for Diesel for a while, but this is and we've been talking about this entire weekend, but it's the best they've ever looked. They're just doing all the things right. They're winning breaks. You know, I talked to Spick a little bit. He said they kind of simplified things as far as game plans and just having less variables for them to consider.
I'm a big fan of keep it simple, stupid. Control the things that you can control. Let all that other stuff go. Let's see what Tampa Bay Damage is going to do. They're obviously going to try to survive the breakout again here. Oh, they do go out to the corner. Hard bounce going out to the corner. Looks like he's, oh, no. Running and shooting to the corner gets fit, man. That's ballsy. 3 across the back for Damage. They do get into the drill 3. 5-on-4 advantage here for Fit, Matt. Colt needs to get out of that back center while he can, while they have the advantage, and before Damage gets out to the tapes. Nobody snake side for Fit. Rainey now fighting himself from back center into the snake insert. Now into snake 1, looking inside. Fit matches up, gets in the snake as well, Matt. Fit playing a little offensively based on the score here. Would have thought they'd have been sitting back, crossing it up a little bit more, but they're crossing it up from the 40s and 50s with Chavez up in the D4, 2 players in the center wings, and Snake 1.
Cyrus goes up to the 50. I think a little tactical reach just does do the throw the pod trick. Fit with this 3-point lead to protect. Still 9 minutes left to go, though.
Yeah, and Damage is never down. Never out. With Rain, they got 4 bodies out there. Those 4 of the guys are the hardest guys in the world to get out of bunkers. Fit's going to have a lot of maturity here to sit here, cross up, communicate, not play sloppy, not get sucked into a bad gunfight trying to kill somebody and win this game. This game's already won if they don't die. As long as they don't die, they're going to win this game. But what Damage is so good at doing is getting into spots, forcing you into one-on-one gunfights, winning those one-on-one gunfights. And again, there's nobody shooting their guns. Listen, Matt, there's no pressure being applied to the Damage guys. So guess what? Rainey's going to sneak around and try to figure out a way to kill a couple guys. That's what he does really, really well. And the only way you can keep him from doing that is finding the spot he is on the field and having 2 guys just pound that bunker.
Yeah, Rainey being really smart here. And then did he catch Cyrus? He did. So Rainey gets the kill, but they're going to be losing Chad Bougier.
4-on-4, Matty. Oh, sorry, 4-on-3. Advantage Fit. Fit with 2 snake side, 2 Dorito side. They're in very defensible positions, but again, Rainey with no pressure.
Well, they also just moved Chavez into the 1-4 position.
Yeah. Chavez has got to play tight here. Rainey's going to try to find a way to get a ball on him.
Yeah, Rainey is probing here at the 50-yard line, and the snake is crawling up here past it. Again, they need to present some sort of offense out here, and Rainey's giving it, or he's trying.
Jason Edwards, great fill to the corner here. And what I always think when you're playing against a team like Tampa Bay Damage is what would they be doing in this situation? They would be crossing it up from the strongest positions on the field. When you went to gunfight them, you wouldn't see anybody. You'd get super frustrated. You'd start pushing forward and going into the guns, and that's what Paintball Fit needs to do here.
Well, Rainey's going to trade out with Stewart. Colt and Jason are still in the back corner bunkers for their respective squads.
3-on-2.
So Jason's wrapping around. Colt's, again, has the lead to protect, so not really engaging too much in a gunfight, but this is a 2 great gunfighters.
Yeah, you don't want to have playing a 3-on-2 against the Edwards brothers.
The Edwards brothers have been in this situation many times before, but they need a few here.
Colt is just running that gun down the tape, so they forcing Jason Edwards inside. Jacob Edwards is inside.
Yeah, and Joey is probably hovering near the buzzer, really hoping he doesn't have to concede this point and that the Edwards brothers can pull this one out.
Well, and there's a lot of time left. Fit needs to stretch this point out as long as they possibly can and not engage in these gunfights. Force the Jacob Edwards and Jason Edwards to come down and trade out. Yeah, that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, so Chavez tries to come and trade out with Jacob Edwards, and he ends up losing that gunfight, doesn't shoot Jake. And then Jake's going to shoot Mason as well, too. So now it turns it into a 2-on-1 here in favor of the Edwards brothers and Tampa Bay Damage.
Yeah, and that's, yeah.
And then he gets taken out. So Jacob Edwards even limping on that left knee. wins 2 gunfights. Well, he actually protected himself, shot Chavez, who tried to run to trade with him, and then wins that gunfight against Mason. Might have got the 3rd kill. That's definitely going on the list here. In a 2-on-3 situation with no points on the board, Tampa Bay is back in this match, only down by 2.
Yeah.
It said with, 6 minutes left to go.
A little bit of immaturity there from Paintball Fit, right? That's going to give them a great opportunity to go home, study that point, talk to the coaches, and figure out, hey, listen, when we're up by 3 against a team that is, arguably better than us, how should we play that point? What should we be trying to focus on? What mistakes are we trying to stay away from? And just learn from that mistake, because that could have been the match right there, and it could have gone the other way. Diesel coming back. Buginski out there. Clint Johnson, Mouse.
10 seconds to go.
Jesse Stevens coming out there.
Big moment right now for Infamous.
Love to watch Jesse Stevens playing on that D side. Zach digging to the snake 1 for Infamous. Infamous again releasing 2 up the center.
Well, Rich, with 5.5 left, down by 3, they need it. This is the point they need. They can't squander any more points out here.
No.
With this little time left with that score.
And Diesel doesn't have to do anything other than just kind of cruise, right? Get to spots, shoot your guns, not get penalties, don't make mistakes. If you can better your position, but just keep Infamous from advancing down the field as much as you can. Oh, Infamous dropping a body, and referee's chasing him like, I might be giving him a penalty yet. Giving him a penalty. Zach's getting pulled for the penalty.
Minor penalty assessed. They also lose Tim Brusselback. They need to concede this one.
Yeah, so it looks like Jonah got caught in the pack, didn't know, so when he walked out with a face hit, they saw the pack hit and were like, yeah, sorry, buddy. Diesel's looking pretty good here, Matt.
Yeah, they've been looking pretty much flawless. I mean, the score is flawless. They're containing the aggression for Infamous. Again, Infamous is a little beat up, but no Ryan Hall, and Patience walking around seems to be just fine. But yesterday, man, he was leaving it all out there, but he was slow to get off and had to rest when he got back because he just had back surgery not that long ago. So jumping back into this one here with Tampa Bay Damage and PB Fit. 2-point lead still, though, for Fit as they squandered that high body situation. It was a 3-on-2, but the Edwards brothers, they are paintball legends for a reason.
Ugh. As a coach, ugh. Damage breaking out from the blue side. Gonna have to feel real good knowing that, hey, we can pull out low body situations against Fit. If we can survive this breakout, we've got a real good chance. I also like the fact that I don't need to look and see if Paintball Fit's on the field or not. I can just listen to the crowd.
Yeah. You can just hear it. That's the World Cup vibe. And it's only 9:30.
Yeah.
So
wait until the beer starts flowing.
Yeah, wait till the afternoon hits.
Paintball Fit needs to adjust their lanes from the outside and start shooting up the gut and inside, trying to catch some of the center guys for Tampa Bay Damage, because Tampa Bay Damage is not going outside and feeding the bodies. Although they did that last point, but I think that might be the last time they go outside. Every time they do, they lose those bodies. And they're so good at developing from the pocket that they don't really need to get outside against Fit. Let's see how these breakouts look, Maddie. Yep, shallow breakout for Damage. They do go wide on the D side, and they make it out there. Oh, they lose their first attacker, Snake side. They shoot one 4-on-4, Matt.
Yeah, so Chris Hornan said for Jacob Edwards, get some fresh legs out there. As
that makes sense.
PB Fit going to get Chavez easily into D3.
Yeah, good little crossover there with D3 and the center wing, Maddie. And then they've got Colt in the back center, and another player here in the Snake insert. Heads up with Rainey. So they call kill one, 4-on-4. They know they shot somebody. Back center's getting a lot of pressure there for Damage. You can see how far that bunker's leaning forward.
Oh, yeah.
That's Jason Edwards there.
Yeah, Jason tucked in. He's going to get out of there. He's going to ditch out, goes D side to the mini wall.
Yeah,
and makes it.
And I think he got out of there, Matt, because he had to. I think if he had a choice, he would have come this way, but because they're putting so much pressure on the gap, Rainey gets through it. Rainey gets through that. You might see Jason Edwards switch and come back this way now, because Rainey's the only person on this side of the field, the Snake side of the field, for Tampa Bay Damage. Oh, Rainey gets shot. This is huge.
Yeah, Chad Bouger with a desperation fill outside wide, and he gets to the Aztec clean, but it is looking really good here for PB Fit to try to potentially extend this lead. Damage is going to have to pull off another low body moment.
Yeah, Chad, that was an amazing read from you and an amazing fill back and cross from that wing into that temple. If Damage ends up winning this point, it's probably because of that read and react by Chad. Fit had a huge opportunity there. If they could have contained Chad in the center and not let him get this way, they could have easily just crawled down the snake and won this point, Maddie. Uh-oh, running referee. Colt's getting a check. Colt's got to do a better job of getting out of back center, Matt. Oh, and they do catch Chad going to the corner.
Yeah,
good read and react, Chad.
And a good zone control here for PB Fit.
I believe it's 4-on-2 Fit, Maddie.
Yeah, Chad had to try to make that something happen over here on the snake side because you don't have to win from the snake side, but you cannot lose it. We've been saying that about the principle of this specific layout.
Yeah.
Fit wasn't up far just because with this lead they were just protecting, but they were winning gunfights and controlling zones.
Here's the problem with Fit, Matt. When they get to this middle part of the game again, they're not shooting guns at the two Tampa Bay Damage players. They're looking, they're waiting for something to happen. If you don't apply pressure to the Tampa Bay Damage guys, they can reposition without you knowing it and sneak a couple kills like Rain did at that point. But forced to concede is Tampa Bay Damage.
So it's looking rough here for Tampa Bay Damage as PB Fit has played some real solid, methodical paintball out here.
A lot of Texas out here today.
The fundamentals of the game are dialed, and we've been talking to them for years about how much paintball PB Fit plays. It's an awesome facility, and it's really,
I shot him on the way to cover.
really starting to show. They made Sunday at the last event, and it's also a team that doesn't get rattled under Sunday pressure because they're used to playing on Sunday because they won every single semi-pro event last year. And they made it at the last one. When I talked to them in the morning at the last event in Chicago, they looked like they weren't rattled by the moment. And obviously not rattled by the moment here, playing the team that went undefeated at the last event.
Infamous scratching their heads, trying to keep themselves from falling apart here. It's 0-4. They do get a kill on the break. Zach's alive going forward, 5-on-4 advantage for Infamous. There is enough time left on this clock that if Infamous wanted to turn this match around and go forward, they could. But definitely tough, down by 4 with under 5 minutes left.
So getting into snake, Zach Patient here for Infamous. Yeah, it's just it's put a guy in a make a move type situations here for them. It's 4:20 on the clock.
Yeah,
like I said, big down by 4. They can't really spend too much time playing standard traditional paintball where you have to be safe.
Yeah, and the standard mistake I've seen in the snake is guys looking inside from the snake, trying to develop kills when there's no one in front of them. If there's no one in front of you and you're the first guy in the snake, especially if you got a guy like Callie in the back behind you shooting, communicating for you, you should go all the way down to their snake, come up right behind BJ or Mouse, shoot him in the back, and shoot the other 3 guys in the back. They cannot stop you from your positions. The only person stopping Zach Patient right now is Zach Patient.
Yeah, and if I'm Callie, I'd be screaming. I'm like, what do you need? What's stopping you? What do you need? Oh, back center? All right, let's try to put that guy in, or maybe you have to put him in. They do get a kill, though.
And the next one will probably be that back center.
No, next one's going to be the Aztec.
Okay.
So it's starting to work out well here for Infamous. And
4-on-2.
Going to try to claw back into this match. Still 2 bodies to shoot. They do shoot out that back center. And then now just the mini wall. Oh, but the mini wall eating up Zach Patient as he flooded up the field here on the snake side. Rodarte's looking for it.
3-on-1 match.
Potentially drop the hammer. Is there someone at the wedge or at the tower?
D2. I think they think there's someone at the D2, but I think it's just the wedge.
I think it's just the wedge. Yeah, it's definitely just the wedge. And Rodarte's going to come and trade out with them. Now they need to sprint in and hit that buzzer.
Lumped up a little bit out there.
Yeah, running about a minute per point here is what they're going to need as they hit the buzzer. Make it a 3-point game.
Well, I'd like to see Diesel not go out and do the standard defense thing and just keep attacking. You know, knock them back on their feet. They're not expecting that for 1 or 2 points. Change the timing a little bit and then go back to defense. Fit coming out, I can tell, because the fans.
Yeah, with Fit, too, you know, to get in this golden barrel conversation, obviously there's a lot of paintball to play to see if they can actually get and, you know, win this tournament. And whoever wins it, we award a carbon barrel. And also love what the boys over at Carbon are doing. And so if you're trying to outfit your team with custom jerseys and don't want to spend a crazy amount on designer fees, visit carbonpaintball.com and make it easy. Set up a team account for only $19.95, and you get to create 3D jersey matchups by starting with a template and customizing anything you want.
Yeah, those jerseys are incredible. They kind of shed water, they shed paint. At the end of practice, they look like it's a brand new jersey. Damage breaking out, going wide on both sides. And they get out there alive, so good on them. 5 alive for damage. They get out to the Hertz bunker, the snake insert, 2 back center, and the center brick on the Dorito side. Fit with 4 bodies. They lose their first attack snake side. Damage already in the top side Dorito, Maddie. Damage is coming hot and fast.
They need to 340 here, down by 3, have to push and play on their toes. And PB Fit, though, with Cyrus taking that walk, the way he's been playing, that's a big gun off the field.
4 on 4, Matt. Damage still has the advantage, 4 on 3.
Yeah, and there's the Chad Bougier is trying to make something happen in the middle of the field. They do lose Horn from that D side.
3 on 3, Matt. 3 on 4 advantage damage.
Yeah, Chad's still alive at that middle brick. Shading towards the D side. He's got some help over there.
Oh, they take out Chad. Try Chad like that positioning up there. Snake, now they're getting the snake a little bit too late. They should have got in there with Chad was still alive up the middle. 3 on 3 here, Maddie. Every second that ticks off is a second that is in Paintball Fit's favor.
Yeah, Brian,
Colt needs to get out of that back center.
Yeah, Brian Smith's got an angle on him from this D3 snake 3 position. He's going to wrap and try to pinch Colt. Colt is tucked into that spot at back center position as much as he possibly can with his gun towards the D side.
Chavez up to D3.
Yeah, Colt's not feeling the full pinch yet because
he's about to.
Well, yeah, but the D side player for Tampa Bay Damage is at the tower. Rainey's going to get out behind Brian Smith.
I like Smith popping over the top, putting a little pressure on Colt there. Colt's definitely in the most vulnerable position for Paintball Fit. Chavez goes back to Hertz.
Yeah, a little tactical retreat for Chavez to get back to the tower.
Man, this is a good little match here, Matty.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, if Tampa Bay Damage loses this match, it's going to be tough on them. They definitely have been playing well this season, definitely came here as one of the favorites. Expect to go to this match as the favorite, and being down by 3 is not where they plan on being at World Cup.
Yeah, for sure. This is not how they drew it out in their heads. But, again, you can't sleep on anyone here ever in pro paintball right now. Not that they slept on him. Fitz just outplayed him in the beginning of this match. Smith is looking for it. He head checked the clock real quick. 2 minutes, under 2 minutes to go, but they have to play at a faster pace than this. They started it out fast, but then a couple deaths and had to get back in position to attack.
And we've always kind of said Chavez repositions from the tower back to Dorito 4 again, but we've always said the smart, methodical teams, when they go on attack, they're really scary, but they're a little slower and methodical. They start off the point fast, but then if they don't get those kills, it's hard for them to keep that momentum going. These are 3 guys that are really good at thinking and making really good decisions. They don't make a lot of risk, high-risk moves.
Yeah, but they have to incur risk right now because
Colt.
they need 3 just to tie. Colt moving up, though, didn't really need to make – I guess he needed to eventually try to get out that, but –
Rainey's lucky he didn't get a penalty there. Rainey got the kill on Colt, but then got caught cross field. Oh, Chavez, huge kill over there on Jacob Edwards.
So it's just Brian Smith, and Brian Smith's going to commit. He probably is going to get this one as we hit the minute mark, but he gets taken out, and that's going to do it here because is there a fit body left alive? I think Chavez is still alive. No concession. It really just came down to that point. If they could have got a quick one, leave a couple minutes on the clock, 2-point spread, possible, but now, no concession. So I think that is going to officially end Damage's chances.
Jacob and Chavez were getting a little chirpy over there. Chavez should probably just take the walk, take the win. Man, Paintball Fit, punching above their weight for sure. Tampa Bay Damage. Shocking a lot of fans out there, including myself. Shows you just how hard it is out here, Matty.
Yes, it's very hard out here.
We talk about it, but they illustrate it for us.
Well, now PB Fit moves on to play Red Legion. So
no problem. And again, if they can shoot 2 guys on the break, Matty, right?
Yeah, if they can, then, because that's how the way X Factor was able to beat Legion at the last event, knock them out of the tournament, was shoot bodies on the break. Fit has that skill. And now we're waiting to see if it's going to be AC Diesel or Infamous moving on with 3 minutes, little under 3. Diesel up by 3.
Yeah, it's looking like Diesel.
Oh, I want that shit.
Pretty good for Infamous just basically to be here, right? They had kind of struggled throughout the season, started off the event kind of rough, but scratched through that, made it to 2-2, had enough points to get in, so good on them. They're dealing with some injuries. They're dealing with kind of a rebuild again. So good job getting here. Obviously, they caught Diesel at the wrong time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Texas fans out here, Matt.
So this is, we've been saying this for a little bit, but that's the point. Infamous needs a fast one, ideally in under a minute, to pull within 2 to give yourself a decent amount of time so you don't have to get too risky. So both teams double up the back center. Patient runs the inside and out route to the South Electronics tower. And it looks like 5 on 5.
5 alive for both teams, not what Infamous was hoping for. Diesel, again, a little bit defensively postured here. I'd like to see them get one body into the Dorito, one guy up the gut before they start trying to lock up this field, because when you try to lock it up from the back line, the back 2 guys in the back center are the first guys who die. And as I say that, Clint Johnson gets shot. Let's see if the ref, if it broke or not. Nope, got a lucky bounce there, but now Clint's going to have to force a move out of there. So again, 4 across the back line for Diesel, trying to hold their lead.
Well, they got out of that spot, so now they're doubling up the mini wall. Still 5 bodies left alive, so options are not looking good right now here for Infamous. They do have attackers up the middle and here in the snake.
Yeah, no one's stopping for Jonah. Jonah could literally go all the way through.
But the quick points typically come from kills off the break or penalties, and none of that has happened right now for Diesel. So they are doing what they need to do, and all that Infamous is going to see is just the tips of barrels and the edges of goggles. But they do get 1 kill on, I believe, Jesse Stevens. So down to 4 players to hold the line right now for AC. They're going to be losing that back center.
Yeah, and because they didn't take any more real estate, there was really nowhere for those back 2 players to kind of go. They dipped into the double wing, but that makes you vulnerable. Baginski got caught in the home, got pinched out of there.
Barrett shot, though, trying to push the issue on the D side here for Infamous.
Nobody stopping Joe, and Jonah's got the ball here. He's got to go forward.
Yeah, Goldman gets shot, though, for AC Diesel. Just 2 bodies left alive for them. Looks like Henningberg's going to get shot out, so Infamous should be able to get this one, but they're just not going to have much time left. So Rodarte hits the buzzer with 1 minute and 7 seconds left in a 2-point match. So we're going to watch 2 very quick attempts at points. Probably attacking first up the middle. Have to have a couple guns up, hoping to get some kills. Do you think AC Diesel is going to go back to all those same spots?
I would like them
the line
to.
Here?
Yeah, I hope they don't do that. I mean, there's certainly enough time for them to do that where they can just go to those spots and stay there. But I think it's a better idea to try to get outside of that pocket, move a guy up the Doritos and 1 guy up the center, so they can kind of stop that snake from that big brick in the middle and stop that wing, use the wing to stop that D-side push.
Yeah,
because Infamous has to come, right?
Yeah, and with Diesel in the pits right now with Infamous, but with how well Diesel's playing, as far as the Golden Barrel, Carbon Golden Barrel conversation with them, that one's still very much up in the air because they are getting contributions from everybody. I mean, Henningberg has played incredible in the snake forum.
He's played incredible, and he's also the most improved on that squad for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, Mouse has had some good points.
And also, again, make sure you check out carbonpaintball.com. Check out that unique team program, which is available to teams of all shapes and sizes. They also now offer a discounted package deals to teams. And the biggest thing I like about Carbon, because I know the guys that started that company really well, even before they started it, is they had the intention of making high-level paintball products. And then they've bulked out with a bunch of different types of products throughout the years. So
what good gear.
So what do you think the staggered attack is going to be here for Infamous? They're talking about it right now in the pits.
Yeah, I think they're going to throw Rodarte at least 2 up the gut, 3 shooters, and then 2 guys quick bounces out to the tapes, try to get a kill, and then go through.
I like that.
I like their 2 man up the break. Breakout is good. It's not focusing on killing bodies, so those guys just have to focus a little bit more on getting those outside cuts first. But I think that's their best bet. And certainly if Diesel doesn't put anybody in snake can or snake corner, then jump in that snake and go down there, but it's a long snake to get down in a minute.
Yeah, timeout called to give these guys a little bit of a breather for these battles that are about to happen, and AC standing out its starting line, which has been kind of a steady dose of the same bodies. Jesse Stevens had a long career, came up in the X Factor camp out of Louisiana, X Factor Texas team, but he's had some good ones out there. It's good to see Baginski getting that start. And then Henningberg, Goldman, and Clint Johnson's been all over the place, too.
Yeah, Clint Johnson's definitely been the hammer in the center of the field for them. Silos has had a couple good points. Yeah, good contributions from the whole squad. And that's probably why they're doing so well, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 breaking out this side for Diesel. Oh, a little bit of a different look, but he gets shot 1 step out. taking the walk. I believe that's BJ. 4-on-3 advantage here for Diesel. 4-on-2 advantage here for Diesel. Zach Payson's crawling down the snake. 4-on-1 advantage for Diesel.
Yeah, it's just this. Unfortunately, this game's pretty much over. 47 seconds left to go. They gave it a shot. Patient trying to call his
Zach gets one.
Build. He gets one, and Zach's still going to make something happen, but he's still looking at a decent amount of bodies here. He's going to trade out in the snake with Goldman. Bunch of extra bonus balls. Ooh, a little bit of a little shoulder check here.
Clint Johnson bonus ball on him, waving at him. Zach not liking that too much, which is understandable.
Yeah,
Zach's definitely the person that I've seen shot the most this event so far.
Yeah, Zach took it like a champ, though.
Yeah, like a man.
So time is going to expire. That's going to end Infamous's chances here. They're going to get knocked out by an AC Diesel team that's playing the best we've ever seen them play. And they're going to take on Scalp next.
Clint
and even though
rub some salt in the wound.
Yeah, and even though that Scalp won the European Championships, Rich, I think I got to give AC Diesel the nod on the favorite in that
for
game.
Sure, yeah.
Especially just warmed up in another win. They looked amazing in the prelims, and yeah, I think on paper Diesel should beat Scalp, and move on into the semifinals. So the game time officially over here. Stick with us. Coming up next, it's going to be the quarterfinal battles. It's going to be Edmonton Impact taking on X Factor, Dynasty taking on Houston Heat.
Woo!
Here at the World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford. We'll be back.
The NXL World Cup, the biggest and most important event in the paintball world, and by far the hardest to win. 24 pro teams will take over the main stage and battle over 4 difficult days, but only one squad will earn the right to call themselves world champs. They win here, and your team becomes a legend forever.
Fire San Diego Dynasty exploding in celebration here and big hugs. Got to be Marcelo Margot, who's going to be getting that Golden Barrel MVP performance.
The stage is set for the most treacherous test of the year. New heroes could arise and favorites could fall as the best paintball teams in the world throw down in Orlando, Florida to see who will reign as the NXL World Cup champion.
Listen up. Goal was Sunday. Second goal was get out of the quarters, which was to be top 4. We're now there. We're now considered one of the top 4 teams in the world, gentlemen. It's not enough.
the New Orleans Hurricanes. This is their first finals appearance. How are they going to react to this massive moment?
San Diego Dynasty victorious yet again. Another come-from-behind victory for them. They had a couple on day one and looked great on day two.
Those Hurricane guys brought it, man. They full court pressed us all over. They were probably played it the best out of any team on the entire weekend, I would say, on the Dorito side of the field, stacking extra bodies, getting them in there, getting past our guns, and still able to press the snake.
So San Diego Dynasty got through X Factor in a close one-point match. They beat Legion, and then Hurricanes, the underdog story, go all the way into overtime.
You didn't believe before, believe now. Believe in each other. Believe in the work that we put in together. Believe in the sacrifices that we've made to be here.
So we had a big, huge thunderstorm come through early morning hours. There was a flood warning, lightning as well too, so the city was not allowing the NXL. It was a forced delay because of the lightning, and so we had to move the pro games. They're going to be played in Atlantic City.
Justin Rabakov is going to win this tournament or look for Legion.
One more, let's go. It's not over yet. One more.
Yeah, both these teams have just been through grinder brackets and almost complete dominance for Red Legion. They were beating up on everyone in the prelims. 2 wins in a row. Unbelievable performance from them here mid-season. They win Texas, and then they step up and take down an incredibly strong Chicago Aftershock squad.
Red Legion undefeated this week. Chicago taking down one of the best in San Diego Dynasty.
Believe in us, okay? We're supposed to be here, okay? Let's go.
San Antonio X Factor taking on Tampa Bay Damage. Congratulations to Tampa Bay Damage as they join the winner's circle this season.
This is where we want to be. This is what we work for. Let's see who's still standing when it's over. Let's run it till the wheels are off, boys. Because you guys are the most disciplined paintball team in the world.
1, 2, 3, stop!
I'm looking around and I'm seeing nothing but winners. I'm seeing nothing but winners.
The game of paintball is a fast-paced, high-intensity sport. But at its heart, the concept is simple. Shoot your opponents before you get shot, and then march down the field to victory. In the Major League Paintball Pro format, each team fields 5 players at a time. They have a buzzer on their side to protect. Hit the opponent's buzzer, win the point. En route to the buzzer, both teams will be locked in gunfights, utilizing diverse strategies while moving up a field full of bunkers, fighting to get into critical positions. And these strategies could change given the score and the time left on the clock. There's 15 minutes in regulation, and the highest point total wins the game. If there is a tie, then a 5-minute overtime period will be played. This is chess with guns, with no quarter given and no quarter requested. Welcome to Major League Paintball.
We're playing Aftershock right now. They're playing offensive pretty much everywhere, like the center, the D side and the snake side. They're shooting good after break, so it's just good points, super tight points. We see how it goes. It's the second point, and we 0-2 right now.
Nothing lasts forever, and every season must come to an end. You must appreciate this finality, because the ticking timer of fate lends us a rare and potent focus. The last practice of the year, before the last event of the year, is here. The Major League Paintball World Cup is approaching, the titan of paintball tournaments. With it, a series of harsh trials where an elite performance could change your life. For all the teams training at Tiki's Paintball Park outside of Tampa, Florida, there is much at stake. But 3 of them, New York Extreme, the Tauntauns, and Red Legion, are in unique situations. For Extreme, this is their last chance at redemption, as they sit in last place. Just a year ago, they were a top 4 caliber team. But 2024 has been a year of injury, disappointment, and frustration. And they need to have the best finish of the season to avoid being relegated down to the semi-pro division, proving just how difficult the Major League Paintball Pro Division has become. Red Legion is looking to extend their Hall of Fame legacy. Though world champs 3 times, it's been 14 years since they took the title. But they've won 2 events this season, taken third twice, and they have a big lead in the series title race. Out of the hundreds of teams playing this year, Red Legion will be the biggest favorite to win World Cup in any division. The Tauntauns have never won a professional event in the States. They are the most successful team ever from mainland Europe. They were the European champs last year. They lost a heartbreaking game at World Cup by 1 point to Dynasty in the semifinals, taking third. This season, they were not able to put a win up in Europe, and they will be fighting in the bracket of death to make a Sunday appearance. 3 teams, 3 drastically different stories, with one gigantic event approaching. It's the last battle of the year, the World Cup.
Hey, call it. Call it.
I love you, but that's bullshit. I mean, come on. Bro, look at my leg, dude. Gonna get me hot all day, huh? That's what they want. Well, he bunkers the wrong bunker. I shoot him. He f***ing shoot me in the leg. I'm just telling you. Yeah, I'm just telling you. You're gonna play like that? I will literally. No, I don't play that game. I'm telling you right now.
So it's not good to cheat the first point of the day. If you do get shot bunkering the wrong bunker, you probably shouldn't turn your gun back and do that. If you do, then it's bad, but then you should just let it go, right? Like we won't complain and you won't complain.
So what do you do?
Continue playing paintball? No, I just said I'm sorry. That's all I can do. I can't do anything else. I'm sorry. Hopefully it will not happen again today.